Welcome one, welcome all to the Sunday League Grand Final for 2000. I'm Peter Repper. With me in commentary today is Gary Fuller, the Thornley coach. He was also the combined coach. And with me also is Ray Miles, the Maddington League coach. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you going, Pete?
Good afternoon.
Pretty good. Looking forward to a terrific game today. Now, your tips quickly, fellas. Gazza?
Oh, pretty hard, but I'm going to tip Armadale.
Okay, Armadale for you. And Ray?
Yeah, I've backed Armadale all year. It's a side to beat, and I'll stick with that.
Terrific. Bit of emotion out there too, fellas. Of course, Kelmscott have a couple of ex-Armadale players out there. Do you think they'll probably be tested early by Armadale being ex-club mates?
Yeah, look, they're both key players. I think they probably will.
Terrific. Okay. Should be a good game. Up we go. Beautiful tap down there. Kelmscott can't get it out now. Now they do. Gee, players in on it, and the umpire says to the players, "I'll have it, boys. Give it to me." And pretty untidy there. 24 for Kelmscott. The big fella there, just can't identify him at the moment.
Dave Regan from Armadale.
Terrific. Gets the ball now onto the left boot, up towards centre-half forward. Gee, I'll tell you what, 17 there for Armadale. De Roost, he's going to have to play it pretty closely with that tall bloke, fellas. I tell you, he's going to give him problems, Gaz.
Yes. Good kick at goal normally too.
Okay, up they
and
go.
Urbis in the goal square. Mark Urbis. Feature of his play. Very good overhead mark and a good kick on goal normally.
All right, well, he took a good mark, and I guess with the two twin towers down there, Urbis is basically dead in front, and looked pretty good for Kelmscott early, Ray. They got the ball basically out of that scrimmage and got it down quickly, mate.
Yeah, Armadale certainly weren't very tight in defence then, which was rather surprising for them.
So all clear, and she's a goal. So Kelmscott on the board early in this 2000 Grand Final. They moved to 6 points. And just quickly, fellas, some players that you'd identify as key players for Kelmscott.
Well, I'm actually quite interested to see that Frank Caputi's down at full forward. He's been a powerhouse in the ruck of late, and yeah, possibly we'll see him in the ruck later on, but down there at full forward, maybe giving Mark Urbis a bit more room. And Brad Watts in the middle there, he's going to be a key for them too, the captain of the side.
Ray, they tell me he's got sore ribs, so they might get tested early too.
If the players know they will. Armadale have got their big three in the middle, but Regan, McPhail, Maguire. So that's their backbone to their side, so they've gone in with them early.
Terrific. Okay, umpire, not sure what's going to happen here. Yes, he is. He says, I'm going to have a ball up, fellas. And Tristan Rod, one of the players there who was looking for the handball out but couldn't get it. So bounced by the umpire, basically in the centre of the ground. Gee, looked like a free kick off the ball there. Nothing doing out towards centre-half back for Kelmscott now. A little right foot player to kick for them, 24 for Kelmscott. That's the play we couldn't identify, but anyway,
we'll need
off
to
we
find
go.
out.
Thank you, fellas.
Jerry Hansen sporting a new hairdo too. Chases the ball out hard.
Bit of pace too, so Hansen, can he keep that ball in one bounce? And out of bounds. Boundary umpire right on the spot there and keeps it in. That's terrific play and terrific work by the boundary umpire there. So probably 49 metres out from the Kelmscott goal. They've been doing all the attacking so far.
And nerves there from Jerry Hansen. Normally a beautiful kick.
Yep. Rucks go to it. Well done. Gee, good tap there by the 28 was Collard. In towards centre, into the full forward position now. Desperation stakes by Van Hint. And the umpire's picked it for... No, he hasn't. It's gone through for a point. So Kelmscott, like we said, Ray, doing all the attacking and move on to 7 points.
Yeah, Armadale very, very hesitant then. 3 players near the ball. Obviously not a lot of talk. Maybe the nerves are starting to show on Armadale early.
All right, so...
Note with interest too, Maguire kicking the ball out after a point.
Geez, that's not a bad kick too. Probably about a 70-metre kick and a good mark paid down there. And yes, that is number 7, which is the Tristan Rod. He's played well so far for Armadale.
And a strong mark by McPhail there on the wing.
Yeah.
And they're almost 50.
Could have almost been 50, you're right. Gaz, I'd have just about paid that. So under the scoreboard now, the Bennett's Hardware scoreboard. Up they go towards centre forward. Gee, a bit of a nudge out there by Atwell. And the umpire spotted it. And just about 50 against Kelmscott there, but pretty obvious, Gaz.
Yeah, into Sashuk at half back.
Oh,
looks long.
Yeah, beautiful kick.
And Armadale will wrap this up. And that's a nice mark to Sean Collingwood, who's a good player.
Up towards centre-half forward now.
And
again.
That's Warren De Roost carrying the ball over the line.
He's pretty pumped up too. I guess the players now, this would be the time, Ray, where they try and sort each other out, and the nerves would play a big part, but they're looking to settle down quickly.
It should only take the first 5 minutes for them to settle down. Kelmscott definitely appear to be settling a lot quicker than Armadale at this stage.
And at half-back, Kelmscott in control of the ball. Have gone for the boundary line. It's been called out on the full.
Gee, tough.
Must have been off an Armadale boot because Kelmscott have the kick in through Troy Dunster. A lot of players congregating on the wing on the far side. Dunster looks inboard. Nothing doing. And fairly stagnant up the ground too. Jerry Hansen goes now, and it's Chris Maguire for Armadale who takes the mark. He'll look to pump the ball in long. And the lead's on from full forward, and he's bypassed that and gone long. There's 3 Armadale guys back.
Oh.
Wallum misses the mark. Atwell on the ground.
Free kick paid.
And Lindsay Atwell will line up for goal from about 15 metres out.
Well, I guess that was a free kick. The umpire had no choice but to pay it, but I guess the umpire's going to be a bit nervous as well, but pretty well a good free kick, Ray.
I was certainly there, and Armadale will be looking for this player at centre half forward. Last week, did a good job when he went there, helped turn the game in the second quarter, and if he can get on top there, he's going to be a vocal for him all day.
Nervous looking kick, and he's pushed that to the right. A disappointing result. Still, I think with Armadale's first shot up forward there, they might settle a little bit more now.
Yep.
Playing a man-on-man defence on the kick-outs. Some sort of signal from Hayden in the back line there. And the kick out wide to Matthew Lake, who's clear. Takes the mark and plays on. Urbis is free on the wing. There's 2 Kelmscott. Sashuk getting some support. Oh, it's high.
Gee.
That's high and probably
good decision
careless.
by the umpire there. That happened just off the ball, Gaz.
McPhail asked to do something special. Gets the free kick. Watts over the top.
Bit hard for mine, Ray. Bit tough.
No, he benefited of playing in front for sure then. He deserved the kick.
30 metres in the clear. Plays on. Warren DeRoost looks for Wallum on the lead. And some interference play on. Atwell in the clear. Centres the ball. Cleared by Hayden with a fist. And Kelmscott will clear. David Regan to take the mark.
Ex-East Perth.
Yes, and an Eagles squad, former Eagles squad member.
This is where Regan will do the damage. He just sits back, that kick behind the play. If they don't watch him closely, he'll get well on top and dominate for the rest of the day, as he did last week.
Right.
William Wallum offering some leads in there. It's been ignored. Chris Maguire in a position to mark. Double teamed. Backhanded by Matthew Lake, and Jerry Hansen picks the ball up and clears. Another kick off the side of the boot from Jerry. Now towards the boundary line. And run across the line by Joel Butcher. Joel Butcher's interesting. He's 17, if I'm not mistaken. 17-year-old, and fantastic player.
So could spend another 2 or 3 years in the under 20s, couldn't he? And playing league football and in a grand final, and a tough grand final, I guess, Ray.
Yeah, very half his luck too at that age. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
Rucks go at it. Interesting to see Jerry Hansen doing the work around the ground in the ruck. Solid contact. McPhail throwing his weight around. Wilkinson on the left boot. Dribbles out in front of Richie Abraham, and the ball's over the line.
Bit of a blue here.
And Matthew Lake.
I think what he's saying is that his helmet, I believe he wears a helmet, and it was dislodged in a bit of a skirmish there, and he's very upset. I guess guys I remember Bruce Dool, whenever anybody interfered with his headband, it'd ignite him, and fair enough, I guess, but probably a little bit undisciplined, and the free kick to Wilkinson, Gary. Yeah,
Lakey's a fairly fiery character. He won't take a backward step. He's just been penalised for it. Very stagnant again in the forward line. Kicked high to Atwell again. Maguire over the top. Abraham's crumbed it. Kicked around the corner. And watch for Wallum. He's a great recoverer. Hanging on, and Kelmscott away.
And the advantage.
Troman out of defence. Bit of a push there, and it's been paid by umpire Andrews. And it's been called back. Good decision, Ray?
No, well, a good decision, but why wouldn't they pay the advantage? It gets very confusing for the players.
Good point.
Regan appeared to be away there. Jamie Tavernier's got the ball now. Oh, can't pick it up. Gathers it, breaks the tackle. This is looking dangerous. On the left boot, and has kicked it. And I can't quite pick up the player.
Gee, that was a good goal on the run. I mean, they say they're gimmies, but I tell you what, you can certainly muck it up and trip over and fall over and miss. But good play by Kelmscott there.
Very good play, a good finish on the left foot too. He wasn't the best looking kick, but it was good enough to get through.
Yeah, Les Pickett, I think, and he might have run down from the wing, which is a fantastic effort. They certainly broke the game open there. Some good run from the back line.
Those run-with players will find it hard today too, fellas, with the heat. It's a hot day, probably up around 22, 23 degrees, and could find them energy zapped at the end.
I'd say so, and Kelmscott at this point in time certainly seem to be the running side, and Armadale's bigger players may find the going and the big ground with the heat a bit tough.
Yes, Armadale need to move the ball probably more quickly into the forward line. They've been a bit stagnant. Wilkinson's got a chance here, out in front of Lake, and there'll be a bit going on here. Gets a crawl bounce.
Oh.
Gathers well. Good second effort. Up high. Atwell asked to take the mark again. No crummers. Richie Abraham leads the race for the ball. Wade Maynard showing some pace and gets support. And a good shepherd too. Solid contact. Oh, good spoil from Matt McClure. He's a great backman and he's got a big job on Bomber Collard there.
Disciplined stuff.
Very much so. Former state schoolboy and a fantastic player. Very well disciplined.
Magic.
Rucks go at it again. See Jerry Hansen giving away centimetres there to Gibb.
Well, definitely a free kick there, but made it look a bit more obvious than it was. But yeah, definitely a free kick, Ray.
Certainly, and he made sure the umpire saw it too. There was no doubt about that one.
Regan goes long and high again. Maguire up high. Almost takes the mark. Rove beautifully. Oh, lazy kick from Wilkinson. Wallum weaves some magic in the pocket. Kicks across the face and out on the full, I believe.
He should have had a shot.
Yes, I think he might have been trying to, but...
There was a player who was just sitting out the edge of the square there, a bit more vision, probably could have seen him.
Tentative. Maguire could, in the box seat here, a magpie in the way. First time a magpie's been first to the ball all year.
Oh, see in hospital. Oh, courageous.
Great mark. Chris Maguire out in the full order mark, and the boundary umpire backing up the wrong way. Maguire in short, and has kicked it, turned it straight over. Dunster in the way. And Kelmscott away through Jamie Tavernier. He's had a bit of the ball early on. Up high, Kelmscott over the top. Armadale, repel again,
oh, look
and
at
it's
this.
on his chest. Atwell finding space down there, and actually is proving to be a bit of a focal point for Armadale.
He's doing well, Ray, isn't he? Like he's provided, like you said, Gaz, he's provided a focal point and leads well and seems to play in front.
As I mentioned earlier, he did exactly the same job last week. He didn't start there last week. He came off the bench. This week he's lined up there, and he's certainly given something to kick to.
And that's a better looking kick, is it?
He's missed.
Crucial.
Behind the, yep, sorry, Ray.
Very crucial misses. That's two shots he's had, unfortunately, and hasn't been able to capitalise.
They need to get a goal on the board pretty quickly. They don't want to get, let Kelmscott get away with it, will they, Gary?
No, definitely not. I think that was an interesting battle down there. The two 21s, Daniel Regan and Dwayne Marshall at half forward for Kelmscott, both running players.
Yep.
And both have had a bit of the ball early on. So
terrific.
Away again. Tavernier away again. He's really proving a headache early on too.
Kelmscott have caught him out. This is the third time now they've caught him out with the fast break. And
good pressure to Trevor DeRoost. Drop the ball possibly.
Oh, look at this.
Into the open goal. Nick Bolton.
Gee.
And he puts Kelmscott's third on the board.
Well, Nicky Bolton, an ex-South Fremantle player, of course, his teammate, ex-teammate and current teammate, Frank Caputi. Caputi's out there as well, so good play by Nick Bolton, Ray.
Very good football, just the way he finished, you saw the difference there. Yeah, it was really a 7-point play. Armadale had a shot, missed, straight down the ground, and Bolton made no mistake with his chance.
Yeah, I certainly thought when he was at South Fremantle he was one of their better players in that era and probably should have gone on with it. I guess some people may say he lacked a little bit of discipline. Others said he was a terrific worker, so it's
hard
just
player.
a matter of opinion, and a hard player and a good player, a good tough player.
Interestingly, he's at full forward now too, and I believe he's carrying an injury. He's played most of the year in the back line, so see how that works out. Caputi out of the ruck, grabs the ball, which he does frequently. Kelmscott running well off half back. Dwayne Marshall in front. That's that duel I was talking about. Over to Danieletta, he needs to gather and does. Kicks long. Atwell over the back. Bernard Wallum.
Oh.
Off to William Wallum and should goal. And does.
That's done.
And the Wallum boys very happy with that little effort.
Well, terrific goal, and they really needed that, Ray.
A very good goal, but I think it's the lightning handball from one Wallum to the other. It was a great great handball with very, very fast hands that set it up.
Gary, have you had an opportunity to work with any of these players that are out there today with your combined, with your association duties?
Yeah, a number of them did play. I suppose the prime movers for Armadale played, Ashley McPhail and Chris Maguire. We had some of the Kelmscott boys, but unfortunately some of the bigger names like Nick Bolton and Frank Caputi were injured at the time and weren't able to play. Watch for Caputi to take the ball out of the ruck. It's a tactic he's been using a fair bit. He's been grabbing the ball and handing off. This time, yes, grabs again.
Wow.
Kicks it straight out. Left foot torpedo. Dwayne Marshall in front this time of Daniel Regan. Good shepherd from DeRoost. And looking for Atwell again. And he's causing some concern.
Presented himself well.
Oh, shocking kick. Richie Abraham favoured by the bounce. Didn't quite attack the ball.
Oh, well done.
Wayne Maynard. And out to Mark Urbis. A laconic player. Always looks to be going half pace, but an outstanding skilled player. Up high. We need to find out this player's name.
We do. We'll find out shortly, Gaz.
Up high, Caputi in the best position. Regan in from the side. Sashuk breaks the pack. Warren DeRoost attacks hard. Oh, fumble, uncharacteristic from Ashley McPhail. DeRoost back in again.
Good tackle.
And could be a free kick. Oh, appeared to throw it away, but Sashuk will get the free kick.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty lucky, Ray. I don't know. Tackle lingered a bit, but he wasn't really in the contest after that.
A very lucky free kick. That's what causes the players' concerns, the lack of consistency with that decision.
Yeah.
Oh, and Maguire, they've all stopped in that pocket.
I thought there was a free kick, I think.
Urbis has a shot on goal and misses to the near side.
They'll have to tighten up, I think, on Urbis. When he gets the ball, he is so very, very damaging, and he's starting to get a bit of it.
Yeah, he's running a lot more now. He's down in the back line.
Yeah.
And pushing up the ground. And we're away again. Sean Collingwood found some space. Hands the ball off, and we're looking for Matt McClure to take the mark, and he does on his chest. And Armadale have runners on the far side.
Gee, they have.
Jared Turnell takes the mark. Game just seems to be in slow motion at the moment. Needs to go uppercut. Dave Regan on the mark, over his head.
Oh.
Strong mark.
Number 24, we don't know who he is.
Urbis in the clear.
They've got a bloke free out here, the little number 10. They'll go to him now.
Yeah, Armadale definitely needs to tighten up there. Things are looking a bit dangerous. And away again.
Ah.
In front of great contest there. Courage shown by Armadale. Nick Bolton bearing down. And Butcher again in the clear.
It's been good, Butcher.
Carries the ball to the 50 and has a long shot.
Oh.
A bit of holding on, but both players going for the ball.
Good umpiring.
Yeah. Good hard contest.
Are both of you blokes surprised about the intensity of the game so far? Did you think it would be quicker and probably a bit more physical?
I certainly thought it'd be a lot more physical. It's very, very open at the moment.
Yeah.
Most unusual for the first 10, 15 minutes of a grand final.
I think they are just sorting themselves out here. And I think the heat's probably caught them off a bit too, and they're going for a bit of a breather here. But strong passage of play in the forward pocket there. Both teams fighting hard. DeRoost and Hansen tied the ball up. Interestingly, Jerry Hansen was the number 3 there, was the prime mover in their win against Wanneroo last week. He got thrown in the ruck and against Armadale last time they played. In the last quarter, Jerry Hansen did all the ruck work. Pollard under the ball. Good spoil from McClure. Armadale away through Etta on his left foot.
That's great play by young McClure there. He just set it up for his own teammate, did all the hard work.
Dave Regan needs to stretch here. This will be a battle. Can't turn around quickly enough, and Kelmscott. There's a nice Urbis again.
He's been good.
He's picking up possessions at will at the moment.
Yep.
Sashuk gives a lead down the line. Caputi, the ball goes long to Caputi. Danieletta needs to play from in front. And
would have tested those ribs out.
Nice, yeah, well, probably the spoil in the ribs would have been the go. McClure again, looking for McPhail and Watts together. Armadale with a 2-on-1. Now help arrives. McPhail's away. Etta needs to get it onto the boot. It does so, but a poor kick.
Could be a dangerous turnover going back in the corridor.
Yeah, could be. Look at this.
And
Oh, well done. Got a kick.
Bolton throws the boot at it. Armadale forced to the line through Warren de Roost. And
Free
a
kick
free
picked
kick.
out by the umpire. Indicated high. Now, I didn't see anything in that, but Ray, did you see anything high there?
I didn't see a thing.
Oh, well, not to worry. He's closer than us, fellas.
Jared Turnell with the kick, and again, nothing on offer here. No leads whatsoever. Trevor de Roost, the man to go to now. And Jared Turnell hanging on for an eternity. Looking for the lead. Kicks long. Trevor de Roost over the back. Goes to Fist. Urbis to meet. Collision coming up. All players overrun the ball. Kelmscott away. Player slipping over there and in over the back.
Yeah, free kick. Definitely a push in the back there, and Kyden Hall will take the kick, Gary.
Urbis again finds space.
Again?
McPhail closes quickly but overruns Urbis.
Oh.
Nice effort from Sashuk. Back to Hall. Looking long and a high tackle. Goes unnoticed. Well hit by Jerry Hansen. Dangerous player on the left foot. Hooks it back too far.
Armadale is starting to look a little bit ragged out there at times. Some of their prime movers are just finding the going a bit tough.
Terrific play there by Jared Hansen, too, front and square. That's probably where his coach would want him to be.
Yeah, he's a freakish player. Can take a high mark, but his ground skills are just silky. Fantastic player.
Kapuri,
Strong
big
tackle.
tackle.
Oh, lovely handball. And Michael Rodney slams home Kelmscott's forward.
Well, he's a player that's come in, Gary, and I reckon that just at the moment, Kelmscott have just started to. They've settled better, Ray. They've settled down better, and they look to just about be on top of Armadale even at this early stage.
They're certainly on top at the moment, but don't write Armadale off. This is exactly what happened last week in the preliminary final. Wanneroo looked the goods, and even in the halfway to the second quarter, looked they have the game in their keeping, and then Armadale just went for it.
And Daniel Regan just brought off the ground there. Dwayne Marshall appeared to be just getting a little bit on top there on the half back line there, so Ashley Stewart's come onto the ground for his first run. Header up high. Again, Caputi takes the ball out of the ruck. Something needs to be done there. Some run off half back for Kelmscott. Ball high in about 30 metres out. Armadale should wrap that up and have dropped the mark.
Here he is again.
Van Hint dropped what he should have taken. Oh, Trevor de Roost. Playing with danger. De Roost let that go, and it could have quite easily been a goal.
I think he sort of got a little bit. He didn't know where he was, and I guess he presumed it was going through for a point, but very much just about near the goals there, Ray.
I think he just thought it was very confident. He knew it was going to miss, and he wasn't too worried whatsoever.
He didn't miss by much, though. Out in front of Dwayne Marshall. Important player for Armadale, giving them some drive off half back. Needs to win this ball, though. Tap towards the boundary line.
Out of bounds.
Kelmscott are doing it very well. If you have a look back now, they're leaving their forward line well open, and that's what's causing Armadale a lot of trouble. They haven't got the pace to run with their players.
Yep.
Edda made a lot of ground to get to that contest and pushed the ball forward some 20 metres.
Like we said, gents, the heat would take its toll today. There'll be some tired boys at the end of this. Don't worry about that.
There will be. Look, Daniel Edda in the ruck for Armadale is a tireless worker. He'll be one player that will certainly be still running at the end of the game.
We must take into account, with the heat and the big ground, is that Kelmscott played the last home and away game on a Friday night. I mean, the last month they've only played 2 games.
Right.
Could be fresher. Relay free kick given. Sashik with the ball. Centres the ball. And some more run.
Free kick. Oh.
Not given. Armadale with a chance to bring the ball away here. It's a good battle. Leading in the race for the ball. William Wallam. Looks for Vernon, who's behind, 3 deep. Big collision. Vernon wraps up Matthew Lake, and Lakey appear to clash heads there.
Gee, terrific tackle there. They weren't going anywhere, those boys.
A fantastic tackle from a full forward.
Barry Gibb doing the ruck work for Armadale. Gets up high, but Clive Hayden, a great effort there. Appear to be a high tackle.
Yeah, the high tackle paid.
Ashley
He
McPhail.
indicated the wrong way, the umpire. I thought he'd... I didn't know what he picked up there, but obviously just an indication problem in a high tackle that was definitely on there, Ray.
Certainly was. They get a bit carried away at times with the emotion of the game. This is an important kick here for Armadale. 3 behind.
Definitely.
Experienced footballer, but to take the shot.
Yeah, must kick this. I think Armadale would be relying on Ashley McPhail to kick this goal. And really, for a league player of his experience, it's not a difficult shot. And he has pushed that as well. Rod Barrett would be tearing his hair out down there.
That was a goal that they definitely needed, and not a difficult shot, I wouldn't think, for a forward.
Definitely not. Look, well, he's been around for a long, long time, Ashley McPhail. He'll be disappointed with that, but I'm certain he'll make up for it. Again, Armadale going man on man.
It will be interesting to watch the kick in here. Kelmscott certainly have a set play. Just see which one they use this time.
Watch for Urbis. Maguire's giving him a fair bit of room. Watsy makes a lead, and it's out in the direction of Brad Watts.
That's a good kick.
It's right on his chest. McPhail gave him too much room there. The lead is on up the ground. Ashley Stewart gets knocked out of the way by Dwayne Marshall and carries the ball over the line. We'll have another boundary throw and out near the scoreboard.
4-3-27 to 1-3-9, and as we said, Armadale really need to do something here. They don't want to let Kelmscott slip away with it, Gary.
So they need the next one, and they're attacking. They're just not getting anything value from up their forward moves. Here's a chance for William Wallam. Can't gather it. Maguire gives chase. Urbis too quick. Well done, over to Troman.
Oh, he's gone then.
And got away with it. Dunster clears. And a good mark out there by Brian Sashu. He's had a fair bit of the ball too. He's only a young player. Well crumbed. And a wayward hand pass. Dave Regan with the ball now.
Oh, look at that.
Kick. Maguire in the best. Oh, got underneath the ball. William Wallam, stand and deliver. Off one step. Floats towards the goal line and just a point.
Definitely needed that, Ray.
Yeah, they're hammering away there. Give Armadale a bit of credit here. They've stemmed the flow for the last 5 minutes. They're getting on top, across the middle a bit more, and they're starting to hammer there. They just need to finish off with some straight kicking.
Yeah, they need a goal, Ray, don't they?
Well, that's their problem at the moment.
Just to steady the ship.
They need to steady, just need to kick one, then another one could develop from there, and then all of a sudden they're back in the game.
Out to Watts again, that's twice in a row, and the kick's a good one. Ooh. And McPhail with a bit of close attention there, but Watts up to the challenge.
Made him earn it, it is a grand final.
Michael Rodney on a long lead, that's ignored. Another lead up the middle. Ashley Stewart. And Watsi's kicked that out high. Looking for Caputi, I believe, and he's...
Yes.
Oh, play on calls umpire Andrews.
Gee, I thought it would have either been a mark or a free kick there.
Yeah, well, a fair bit of the ball. Well mopped up there by Armadale. On the left foot, kicking under pressure all the time. And Watsy in the best position there. Good hand pass.
There's trouble coming here, he's under pressure.
Off the ground by Wilkinson and straight to Watts. Kelmscott have Caputi out by himself. He's let the ball go over his head. Ashley Stewart gathers, runs around in a wide arc, kicks with a high kick back into the middle of the ground. Wilkinson in the best position, misses the ball. To Roost. Wilkinson butters up again, well done, and he's got run off the half-back flank here. Needs to get on in a hurry, and does. Good chase and tackle from Joel Butcher. Crucial turnover. Kelmscott with time to steady. Wayne Maynard gets the relay free kick for a late tackle.
I guess that was on, and I'm glad the umpire did pay it as a relay because it definitely had left the player's boot.
Yes, Matthew Lake in the middle.
Providing they're consistent with it all day, it'll be okay.
Yep.
Sashuk again, he's finding clear the ball.
He's
and Jerry Hansen on the lead, and it's on the chest.
Gee, terrific stuff from Kelmscott there, and they, Armadale don't need this, Gary. They really were hoping to probably get at least a goal on the board before quarter time, and little Hansen, he's presented himself terrifically in front of goal.
He has. Look, I think the guy that's really doing the damage is Sashuk. Brian Sashuk's playing a great game in the middle of the ground. A lot of the ball. And this is an important kick. Normally a good kick at goal.
Armadale players should be down there putting him off.
Definitely, and he's jailed that, and that's an important kick. All the momentum with Kelmscott. Quarter time we have Kelmscott 5-3, leading Armadale 1-4.
Well, Rod Barrett, I think one of the first things he's going to say to his players when Hansen was having that shot on goal, Ray, was why weren't you down back? What if it fell short? There was only 2 players on the goal line for Armadale. There were no players putting him off. They were too interested up here in having a drink. I guess Rod Barrett would have wanted them to run down and try and put him off.
he'd be very disappointed with that, and that probably sums up their quarter of football. They just seem a little bit down, instead of being on a high and running down there and getting involved. But unfortunately, they didn't do it, and maybe they'd conceded that he's such a good kick.
Okay, thank you very much, Ray. 5-3-33 plays 1-4-10. Thank you. Okay, here we are back, and Kelmscott 5-3-33, Armadale 1-4-10, and as we said, it hasn't had the frantic start that we probably expected of a grand final, but it's still been hard and tough, and Ray, Armadale really need to bang one on pretty quickly now.
They certainly do, and obviously Rod's made some structural changes down there. One notable change is that young Richie Abraham's come off for a breather. He's having a forward pocket, kicked 5 last week. Obviously he's trying something different down the forward line. Do
you like Armadale, Gaz, or are you still going to stick with Kelmscott?
Well, look, I'd like to think Armadale can come back and make it a real game by half-time, but Kelmscott are looking very good. They're running hard, and they're taking their chances up forward, which is the difference at the moment.
Okay, like we said, probably around 23 degrees here, so it's been pretty hot, and looking forward to a terrific second quarter.
Okay, and we have Jerry Hansen in for the ruck again, and he's up against Barry Gibb. The ball favours Mark Urbis, punches it long.
Not a good bounce from the central umpire.
No, especially not for Armadale. Well hit there. Dwayne Marshall out again. The ball's come off the side of the boot. Sean Collingwood should have taken the mark. Overrun it. Wayne Maynard again. Good Shepherd coming up. Maynard put down just after he kicked it. Caputi's dropped the chest mark, and it's been paid.
Umpire probably just on the blind side there and expected him to wrap it up, Ray. But look, we've got number 24 is Terry Rodney. We did suspect that at quarter time, and thanks to Zed there for getting us that information. But yeah, Lord, gee, I tell you what, just about boarded on a relay kick. I mean, it was a tough bump by David Regan, and you expect nothing else from that man. But still, dropped the mark, but yeah, look, Frankie Caputi's got it, and should put it through from about 35 metres out, Gary.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to miss. Certainly didn't miss when he played us, so.
The same distance that Ash McPhail was at, so we'll see the difference here.
Funny old kick.
Helicopter, but it's gone through. They like it.
Okay, on the Bennett's hardware scoreboard, 6-3, 39. Kelmscott, Armadale 1-4-10, and Ray, as Gary said, they really needed to pump it forward pretty quickly. They've taken back what they left off at quarter time, and looking the good still.
Well, Kelmscott certainly are. They just appear to have too much leg speed for Armadale at the moment. They're just running hard. That last play summed it up. Poor young Sean Collingwood seemed to hesitate, didn't go hard at the ball. His marksman did, and that's the result, a goal on the board.
Okay, and we have Hansen and Gibb again. Kevin Andrews taking an eternity to bounce the ball.
His last one wasn't too good, so he's just having to think about it.
Gibb, first hands to the ball. Maguire in hard. Hansen charges through. McPhail head down over the ball. Pack develops. Umpire Andrews decides to ball it up.
You can have a bit more practice bouncing at this time here, Umpire Andrews.
Just noticed there, Jamie Tavernier has just dropped off the pack here, and there's a target. Gibb up high. Neither player gets hands on the ball. Maguire tries to charge through. It's bounced out Maynard's way. Urbis gathers beautifully. Quick handball to Sashuk. Long kick. Caputi in the box seat. DeRoost should have taken that. Warren DeRoost pushes for the boundary line there. It's been kept in play. No.
Out of bounds. Well, the Armadale player there, he almost like wanted to keep it in. He could have let it roll over, but yeah, they've got away with it down there, Armadale. They really need, once again, we keep saying it, but they do need to steady the ship, right? Yeah,
they seem to be suffering a little bit from nerves. That's a classic example, I think, there. They just didn't know what to do with the ball.
Look at this.
Oh, it's another one. Ashley Stewart rode beautifully. Again, Caputi taking the ball out of the ruck, attempting to kick it. The scrubby kick was sharked by Ashley Stewart there, and he's jailed it.
Yeah, that was terrific play by Ashley Stewart, front and square, and snap truly for Kelmscott, Ray, and it's what Armadale didn't want.
Certainly not, but Frank Caputi's causing them a huge amount of problems. He's just too big in the ruck.
Yep.
And Armadale certainly have to do something, either ruck or at full forward.
Well, they need to understand that he takes the ball out of the ruck more often than he taps it, and do something there. He's causing trouble there. Kevin Andrews again to try and get the ball up perpendicular.
Let's see how he goes this time. Yeah. He's having a bit of a shock and run at the moment, but let's hope he puts one up straight, because I can tell you from experience, mate, when you're not bouncing well with umpiring, mate, it's pretty hard to get it all together.
Again, Tavernier runs forward.
Oh.
That's obviously a set play as well. Oh, McPhail in hard. Had a bit going on off the ball there with Hansen and Gibb. Wallum gathers the bouncing ball, turns into trouble and gets the free kick with a high tackle.
Good decision by Andrews there. I thought it was on, and let's hope Armadale can slot one through, Ray.
Yeah, I think he's certainly a very, very good kick, this fellow, and the distance won't worry him.
I think it's important there that Ashley McPhail had decided enough was enough, and he attacked the ball hard from in the middle of the ground there. So this is a must kick. Bernard Wallum, generally a beautiful kick of the football. Hesitant approach, and again has pushed the ball out to the right. It's coming back, won't have the distance. Big punch.
Disciplined punch.
Yes, very much so.
Very good defensive play down there. That sums up how Kelmscott have approached this game, I think. They are so disciplined, everything they do.
Being lead coaches, have you two fellas identified the discipline difference in the two teams?
Oh, yeah, at the moment, yeah. But, I mean, Kelmscott are having more of the ball, so they appear more disciplined, I suppose. Maguire, handball out the back. Oh, that's a great kick.
That's a real light free kick for sure.
And it might not be needed. Well, it's going to be a certain goal. Tristan Rod was poleaxed after he kicked that one.
Good decision by the umpire too, Ray. I mean, in that situation, he could have easily taken his eye off it.
Kevin
Critical
Andrews,
kick on goal, and
bit of uncertainty there, but yeah, I think the kick will be Bernard Wallum's right on the goal line.
We've just praised Kelmscott for their disciplined football, and they've given away a real light free kick, which has cost them a goal, and that was going nowhere.
That's always the way.
We've done well.
Beautiful afternoon for football. I think the skills here need to pick up for Armadale. They need to hold some marks. And there's a certain goal.
Well, that should get him back on track, Gary. 7-3-45. Kelmscott 2-4-16. Armadale, and like you said, we were looking for them to get the steadying goal. They finally got it. Let's hope they can build something from here and get a close grand final.
I hope so. Look, the body language is interesting too. If you watch the Armadale boys have all stood up, chest out and ready to get back in with it now. So let's hope for the sake of the game that they get the next one.
You make any changes, Ray, that you can see at the moment? They're starting to come into it, but no changes that you can see immediately?
No, not immediately. I think Rod with Armadale, he'll certainly give them every chance to settle down. As I said last week, they're halfway through the second quarter. They were 3 down. They're only 5 down now. They're the type of side that will always keep coming.
Give up high, takes this one out of the ruck. Tackled by Hansen. Scrum develops, and Terry Rodney seems to be in a bit of difficulty there in the middle of the ground. That was a physical clash.
He certainly decided it was time he wanted to put his body into him, and rather than just try to outleap him, he wants to now muscle it with him.
Regan grabs this one out of the ruck, gets the hands away. Gathered there by Atwell. Graham Atwell, that was. McPhail again throwing his weight around. Can't gather the ball. Gets a suspect handball out. Matthew Lake in the box seat gets tackled strongly by William Wallum. Ooh. Throwing themselves in.
Yeah, high tackle there, Gary, and good decision by the umpire. The play went on. There was a couple where he could have picked it out, but good umpiring, and he got the right one in the end.
Yeah, he got it right. Clive Hayden running off from full back. The whistle's gone, and the players seem to hesitate there, but it's play on. Jamie Tavernier again. Good kick into the middle. Had to be taken. Kelmscott away again. Clive Hayden from fullbacks come right up the ground, drops an easy mark, gathers beautifully, carries the ball to the 50. Oh, he's overdone it. Nick Bolton in hard. Blind turn.
They're getting a bit cheeky, Kelmscott.
Needs to be cleared here. Caputi again, cool head, holding the ball.
Must be.
He had an eternity there, Ray, and he's probably lucky it went for that long.
It was very, very untidy football all the way through.
They seem to be getting a bit cocky, Gary.
Yeah, I think in Frank's defence there, he's probably looking for an option. And
sure.
That's probably a show of confidence more than anything else. Frank actually seems to be hobbling a little bit there on the 50-metre line. Warren de Roost, a bit of interference. Trevor de Roost mops up, poor handball.
Oh, slow, very slow to get rid of it.
Michael Rodney couldn't get a handle on the ball there, and it's dribbled out of bounds in the left forward pocket for Kelmscott.
Just when we sort of said Armadale were coming back into it, and like you said, the body language was that the chests were out, and they just got back into their old habits a little bit, just in this last few seconds.
Couple of minutes, yeah.
Yep.
They appear a little bit unsure. They're not playing with a lot of confidence
That's
at
right.
the moment. They just seem to be waiting for someone else to do it for them.
Tristan Rod in the back pocket there, and we have again here at half forward there, or just coming through the centre square, Jamie Tavernier is by himself again. He's been a bit of a prime mover this quarter as well.
What would Rod Barrett do there, Ray? He's got that fella out in the middle there. He's no one on him. He needs to man up, doesn't he?
Well, he certainly has. The runner's out there barking instructions, and it's interesting. The Armadale players are all pointing to somebody else.
Maguire flies high, doesn't get a hand on the ball. Bomber Collard in there. Again, McPhail throwing the body in and being rewarded. Maguire away with the ball, slips over. Sean Collingwood. Bomber Collard, solid contact. Atwell, 1 on 3.
Well,
strong contest over the back there. Dunster with a big fist.
It's actually 1 on 5. That, I think, sums it up.
Oh, Rod Barrett would be tearing his hair out here. Look at this.
Again, Dunster into the half forward. And easy. Oh, well taken. Good hand
Smart
pass.
handball.
Terry Rodney on the left foot.
Oh, look at that.
Has kicked it.
Easy as you like, Gary. And I'll tell you what, like we said, Rod Barrett will be tearing his hair out. They just don't seem to be manning up, Ray. Kelmscott players seem to be miles away from their players.
Across the middle, there's certainly in a lot of trouble there. Their wings, they're getting soundly beaten, I think, on both wings at the moment. But just the sheer weight of numbers, 5 on 1. They won the ball, and it was kicked to a bunch of 3 Kelmscott players.
You've got to feel for Chris Maguire there too. He did the right thing. He took the advantage and played on, but then slipped over, and they were under the pump from there on. So
8-3-59 plays 2-4-16 on the Bennett's Hardware scoreboard.
Caputi off for the blood rule, it looks like, and it's probably nothing more than a graze on the knee.
You know, an academic about a month ago was talking about this blood rule that we have in Aussie rules, and basically I believe it's the right thing to do, but it is a bit frustrating at times for coaches, for players. When you do have a scratch on your leg, it's probably not doing too much harm. These academics are saying that maybe it's not doing as much harm as they think it could. And you lose a player, you can lose impetus, you can lose momentum.
Yeah, definitely with a player of Caputi's calibre too. But they've got a couple of extra replacements. Terry Rodney's done well in the ruck, and Jerry Hansen as well. So it looks like it's going to be Jerry Hansen this time to take on Barry Gibb.
Lovely bounce.
Gibb up high, gets a fist to the ball, doesn't control it though. Watsy leading the race for the ball and gathers beautifully. Failed chasing. Left foot to half forward. Oh, DeRoost could have gone the ball there and elected not to. That's appeared to be a throw, but he's got away with it. Gathered in the back line there.
Got it out now, Gary. Look at this.
And another centering kick. Nick Bolton should wrap that up and has taken an easy mark about 40 metres out.
Good kick by Michael Rodney.
Oh, excellent kick.
Very good. Very good football. They just had time to set it up. They've got all the time in the world at the moment.
Exactly right. I was going to say that, Ray. They're playing with confidence, and because they've got that confidence, they have the time, and they're looking for options, and they're generally hitting them.
Will Bolts get this, boys?
Oh, definitely.
He won't miss this.
Helicopter. He's kicked it. He likes it.
That's a sausage roll.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh, I saw.
It's funny the way the goal umpire went up there. Everyone seemed pretty confident with it. Nick Bolton can't believe it. But the goal ump's closer than us, fellas.
Oh, look, he's in the right position.
Oh, look at this old kick.
McPhail needs to take a mark and can't do so. There was a trip.
Well, there's nothing much else the Armadale player could have done there. The player would have run on with the ball anyway, so I guess a professional free kick.
Watsy kicks inside 50. Should be marked by Regan, and is.
But that's a sign how Armadale are travelling. I mean, one of their key midfielders is taking the ball deep in defence.
Matt McClure on a lead there, takes the mark on his chest, looks inboard to Trevor DeRoost. We haven't seen a lot of DeRoost yet.
No.
And Lindsay Atwell has dropped off the pack here, and they need to get the ball to him. And
much too slow in getting it on.
They're away now.
They had the loose man set up then, but they
did.
just too slow.
Maguire takes the mark, and we've got Armadale, 2 plays. Oh, Maguire wouldn't do that in the month of Sunday.
Costly turnover, Gary.
Very costly. And they've shown them the ball again here, though. They've got a chance. Maguire will make up for it. Can't run down Lake.
Urbis has been quiet this quarter.
Has, yes. McClure to give the fist, and does. Swooped on. Tavernar again.
He's being a very, very dangerous player. No one seems to be manning him up.
Regan around the corner. And marked safely in the full back line by Scott Van Hint. Looks out wide. Needs to mark and drops the chest mark. Nick Bolt. Tavernar again, is it? Kicks the point.
Tavernar's getting a lot of the football. I think the question must be asked, who's actually manning him up at the moment?
Yes, that's right.
Well, I think it's Tristan Rod. I have a feeling it's Tristan Rod out here at half back. He's standing here with his hand in his air, but he needs to really man up there. McPhail to contest with Watts. That's been a good battle all day. Chased hard. Players throwing themselves in. Warren DeRoost held without the ball and made it look good.
Did he ever? Only just a free kick there for mine.
Yeah, only just, yeah. Caputi back on the ground here. And Dave Regan. Here's Tristan Rod now. Can he do something with it?
Well, that's an interesting move. Tavernar's just come off, or he's either worn out, or there's something wrong with him.
Look at the Armadale players in the middle of the ground, just standing and waiting for someone else to lead. It's not a good sign. McPhail again.
Yeah, Ash McPhail certainly giving his all. He knows how crucial it is between now and half-time.
Yeah.
He's given him a target all the time.
Kicks long. Maguire.
Oh!
Over the back was William Wallam. Here's a chance for Armadale. They've breaking clear. Tristan Rod gets taken high.
Well, unfortunate bit of play from Kelmscott there, and Tristan Rod, as we said, he was pretty lucky to get the free kick there, but...
and Maguire. There's been a bit of contact there.
Something's happened. Well, did the umpire see that, Gary?
No, I don't know how he
It's almost as if he's sort of as a bit of an afterthought.
The umpire has seen it. I think Chris Maguire is going to have a little rest. He's being sent off.
Did anybody see what happened there? It happened just off the play, Gary. You saw it in your peripheral vision.
Yeah. Oh, it looked like they just bumped into each other.
Well, look, grand finals, I guess, for umpires are a nervous time as well. And as we see a bit more going on here, the umpires are running in. There's a red card going and being flown around willy-nilly. But I guess we'll have to talk to umpires advisor Trevor Rees on that one there. But look, like we said, we like to say the umpires are closer to it than us. And, maybe there was something else that happened, but that's the end of the grand final for this gentleman.
Yeah. Urbis went down quickly. That's a big blow for Armadale.
Well, that's certainly a huge blow, and I'd like to know exactly what happened there.
Well, Chris Maguire.
That's a big blow. Urbis takes the free kick. Kicks out wide. Craig Troman needs the ball to bounce, and it does. Good chase from Bernard Wallam. Needed to pull off the ball, though.
Oh, solid stuff.
Yeah, a couple of guys taking their eye off the ball there.
Yeah, the next 5 minutes could be interesting. This is what we expected at the start of the game. We may very well see it now. Players starting to realise it's getting crucial. Armadale players know they're under pressure.
Urbis again in the middle of the ground. He's actually played this very well.
Yeah, he's just started to come back into it now. Quiet start to the second quarter.
Oh, Ray Witt uses him beautifully. And drop mark.
Well, there's a free kick being picked out to Armadale. Just can't catch the player. It looks like the 21 there in Dwayne Marshall, the vice-captain for Armadale. It looked like a clash of heads, but...
did.
Yep, umpires paid the kick. Closer than us.
Armadale certainly needs some players, and not just their key players. They need a lot of other players to stand up now. The load's got to fall on some more shoulders. Matt McClure flies with Dave Regan. Regan needs to gather this. Can't do so. Comes out wide. And Matt McClure away, but nothing to kick to. And a smart kick. It's got to find the boundary line. It's not going to get there. Urbis playing a kick behind the game now. Centres the ball to Maynard.
That horrible oval football.
It would not go out. There's a kick, but Warren DeRoos should mark this and cannot catch them on the rebound. Possibly could have had a bounce. That's a good-looking kick, but Urbis is a fantastic mark, and it's taken another one.
Sensational mark by Urbis, and ever since that blow, he's fired up.
Yep.
They just can't kick the ball in the air near him. They really needed to carry that ball through the midfield a bit further. Terry Rodney with a mark now on centre wing.
Young Urbis be one of the best high marks for such a small player in the competition.
Dave Regan needs to mark this. Bomber Collard gives a contest and finds the ball on the ground. Good hand pass to Watts and again to Maynard. Kelmscott running into goal. Here's Jerry Hansen on the lead, over the head. We've got Scott Van Hint chasing Joel Butcher. Trevor DeRoost there as well.
Hansen.
Good tackle. Hansen throws the ball away, and he's allowed to.
See, the umpire had a bit of a thought about maybe paying a throw, but the tackle caused the ball to dislodge like that, Ray, and you really don't want umpires paying throws like that.
No, I was getting a bit worried. He looked like he was going to give a kick, but he obviously thought about it for a second.
Turnell punches the ball clear and follows up, finds the ball on the ground but can't pick it up. Needs to. Probably needed to pick that one up, and Armadale were away again.
They need Hansen to fire. He's been a little bit more quiet for Kelmscott Hansen, but I guess they've identified him at quarter time, Rod Barrett and his crew, that he's pivotal for Kelmscott. They need to shut him down.
Yeah, but they've plenty of options now. Lake with the ball. Kicks it round the body. And Trevor DeRoost in the box seat here. Again, can't gather the ball.
Could be costly.
Had it spent before he picked it up. There's a scrap at half forward. Kelmscott have generally won those. A good hand in there. Dwayne Marshall gathers the ball. Gets a smothered hand pass away. Punched forward again by DeRoost. Collingwood gathers the ball on the outer wing.
Well done.
Kicks long. McPhail and Watts again. The two captains go at it.
Watts has got it over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. Looked holding the ball from here, but looked like a pretty good tackle. Actually had the arm pinned, but yep. Always reward the player who's taken high. That's your first priority.
Those two have been at it all day. Another high kick from Watts up to Caputi and takes an easy mark. Oh, drops the mark. Gibbs snatches it. McPhail with a chance here, needs to compete. Watts gathers the mark. Kicks long to centre half forward. Warren DeRoos should mark and does. We need some run here. Dave Regan with the ball. Gets a hand pass. No one to go to. Kicks up the middle. Danieletta takes the mark. Been out of it for a long time. There's no one on the run again. William Wallen out by himself. The kick's not good, but finds him. William Wallen on the run.
Oh, look at that.
And that's going to... Oh, it's going to bounce backwards.
That rotten oval football.
No, you wouldn't pick that. Kynan Hall clears the ball.
Up there. Oh, gee. Looked like he'd had a few beers.
Terry Rodney on the bounce. And kicks easily up the middle. Ben Partridge hasn't had a lot of the ball, but into it now. Finding space on the wing. Looks to the middle. Caputi in the box seat. A good contest, and Barry Gibb gets back and takes a strong mark. Hands off again. This is Collingwood, I think.
Yes.
Kicks long. Bernard Wallam, good use of the body again.
Yep.
And a good shepherd from Wilkinson. Nothing on offer up the ground. Kicks it high. Atwell needs to compete. Clive Hayden there as well. And Clive Hayden takes a good mark.
Terrific mark. They needed him to stand up there, Clive Hayden.
Scrappy old kick. Lakey needs to find it. Solid contest. Danieletta gets the kick away. Here's trouble for Kelmscott. McPhail takes the mark. William Wallam running into the goal square. Long handball.
Could be risky.
Bounce up. And William Wallam on the left foot has kicked the goal, and that's the one that Armadale needed.
Well, Ashley McPhail took the mark, Rome. He probably thought he would have gone back and had a shot on goal, but Waller was there and threw for another goal, one that Armadale needed.
That's a badly needed goal. It's interesting. Armadale are playing with 17 men, and their forward line suddenly is a lot more open, and that's how they set that goal up.
Lindsay Atwell back into the back line now. Trevor DeRoos coming off, and Fabian Winmar on for his first run, and it looks like he's going into the middle of the ground. So interestingly, Lindsay Atwell, who'd been an avenue for Armadale, has been pushed into defence now.
8-5-53 plays 3-4-22. You're enjoying the Sunday League Grand Final for the year 2000. I'm Peter Repper, Gary Fuller, and Ray is with us as well.
Up high, both ruckmen. Tristan Rod gathers the ball and kicks long. This is important now. Armadale just seemed to have lifted in the last couple of moments. Terry Rodney overruns the ball. Here's Fabian Winmar just on the ground. What can he do? Left foot hooks it back, but not far enough, and he had Danieletta on the lead there. Awkward bounce. Clive Hayden did well there with an ugly kick and swirling around, and he's done well to trap that and get it over the line. Fabian Winmar possibly could have gone over the top there, Ray, to Danieletta. He was in the clear.
Certainly was. Slight lack of vision, but that's probably Armadale at the moment. Just want to get the ball and drive it forward at all times.
Boundary throw in. Forward pocket for Armadale. Caputi takes the ball out of the ruck again and has been rewarded with a free kick for a high tackle.
He's causing him a
jumper, I think.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of free kicks for guys who grab the ball out of the ruck, but if it's there, you've got to pay it. So
Frank's just causing him a huge amount of problems today. Every throw, and he's taking the ball.
Maynard just takes the mark. In low.
Real fingertipper, wasn't it?
It was. Controlled it well. Goes to Watts. And Fabian Winmar uses the body well. He's done well since he's come on.
Armadale had the chance here. McPhail again.
Plays on.
Ash McPhail's causing a lot of trouble for them. He's getting
kicked
in the
that.
clear.
And that's an important goal.
Well, that's two he's had a hand in now, Gary, and I think it's something that Kelmscott are going to have to address. If you can't keep it going for too long, can you?
No, well, look, they've got the extra man on the ground too at the moment, and have for probably another 6 or 7 minutes, and they need to be kicking away here. This game's certainly not over yet.
As I mentioned earlier, Armadale will not lay down. Maybe the Spark now playing one man short. A few of them have taken some responsibility and said they have to stand up and do something. And that's what Ash McPhail has done in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's a fantastic leader. He was the captain of the combined side this year, and he was made so because he's got fantastic leadership qualities. Up high, Caputi goes to tap this time, misses the target. Tavernier off the ground. McClure leads in the race for the ball. And soccers away, chased by Joel Butcher. Hand pass back to Van Hint. Misses it. Finds it on the ground again. McClure's away.
Good football.
Looks up the ground. Dave Regan needs to take a mark here. Closely pursued by Clive Hayden, who's playing a good game. Good tackle from Dave Regan. Steals the ball. It's 2-on-1 out there. And again, a third effort from Dave Regan, but weight of numbers showed out.
Weight of numbers too much.
Clive Hayden around the boundary line. Joel Butcher. Takes a safe mark on his chest. Bomber Collard by himself at centre forward.
Hanson.
And Hanson
Oh,
can't find it. Atwell gathers the crumbs and finds a path through there.
Came through there very well.
yes.
Punched away by Watts again.
Ash
Found
McPhail again.
He's up the ground a bit now, Gary.
Yeah, probably took a bit too long to get that one on, but was looking for options. Not much happening further up the ground. Urbis in position here. Missed by Caputi.
Two players
McPhail
down
back
the
in
middle of
again.
the ground. There's been a bad clash of heads.
And a scrubby kick. Well done by
Atwell.
Atwell again. That's
Ooh.
fantastic defence. This ball needs to get out of bounds, and it's
Could be
not going
trouble
to.
here.
Matthew Lake. Atwell's chased his own kick. He's run it hard.
Dearie me. That's a free kick. Well, look, I really think the umpire needs to come in and speak to that player. That was pretty undisciplined stuff, and for mine, boarded on a report.
Well, it was a strong charge at the ball, but I'd love to be able to have another look at it, but we can't. But I mean, I think Rod Barrett would be pleased with the way that Lindsay Atwell chased that kick up, but it was pretty high contact. Watsy has found some space in the middle. Lakey's a tough nut. He'll keep going.
Yeah, I think Atwell just thought, he was going to go hard at it, and I think he expected the smaller bloke to run around him. He just kept going straight.
He did. See, we had Caputi, Urbis and Hanson all flying there. Wilkinson has the ball on the ground, swings a boot at it. Fortuitously falls to Armadale. Atwell's regained his composure and kicked long, but
Didn't look.
oh, Richie Abraham had his back to the play. Terry Rodney, an inside-out torpedo. You don't see those.
That's a party trick.
That's
Straight to Nick Bolton, left unattended. The turnover, the poor kick was very costly. The Armadale players just didn't have time to regroup and get back.
I'm sure after the game, Terry Rodney, when he sees that one, will say that he meant the inside-out torpedo. Nick Bolton has hooked that one. It's through for a point. Ray won't be happy with that.
He looked very proppy when he kicked that one. I just wonder whether he's not 100% fit, and as the game goes on, the injury will certainly will get worse for him.
Yeah, well, the ball's been down there a fair bit. He's being asked to do a fair bit of work. Look, I just think the tempo's really lifted in the last 5 minutes, and it's good to see. I think the crowd's enjoying it. Warren DeRouche takes the mark. Nick Bolton guards the mark. Short kick over the top. Taken safely.
And we'll just touch on the crowd. It's a good crowd. Is this I mean, I'm not familiar with the Sunday League crowds, but would this be a good crowd for the Sunday League? Would they be happy with this?
Well, it's a traditional derby. I think it is a reasonable crowd, yes. Handed off to McPhail. He's had a lot of touches. Kicks long. Dave Regan tries to make body contact and misses. Well gathered by William Wallam.
Good handball. There's a player in the free, down forward.
Graham Atwell takes the mark. Played on when probably he shouldn't have.
Very poor kick.
Mark Urbis back there to mop up. Craig Troman cool in a crisis and handed off beautifully. The kick wasn't fantastic there, though, from Urbis. And now Wilkinson with a pace. Free kick being paid. Fabian Winmar gives away the high tackle.
Yeah, Winmar just a little bit late there, and good free kick by the umpire.
Again, because Armadale were away, the player had the run of the ball, it was in the clear, and that could have been a goal. Undisciplined football.
Lakey's got to stand under this. Well done by Barry Gibb. Barry Gibb had to leave his man there. Brian Sashuk was left 40 metres in the clear, but Barry Gibb made a big charge at the ball there and was able to punch the ball away from Matthew Lake for a boundary throw-in.
Poor Matthew Lake, he's certainly been under a bit of pressure today. I mean, that's the second one there. He had to stand underneath and wait for that one with Big Gibby coming through.
As I said before, he's a tough player. Caputi takes the ball out of the ruck again. Terry Rodney onto it. Matthew Lake gathers the crumbs. Kicks long without really looking. Armadale in the box seat there, and Scott Van Hint's been awarded a free kick for in the back.
Yeah, Van Hint needs to lift as well.
Play in front, you can't go wrong.
The kick's ill-directed though. Looking for Winmar.
That's a costly turnover.
Ben Partridge has chipped in. It is just a poor skills there. And Daniel Regan in the box seat misses the mark. And Armadale away. Oh, that's a courageous move. To carry that ball there. It is a scrubby kick.
They're away here. Abraham free up the ground.
Oh, well played.
Well played.
Matt McClure cool in a crisis again.
Very well.
Richie Abraham needs to mark this.
Oh.
Courageous effort by Matthew Lake. Watsy, the ever reliable captain there, mops up, kicks long. Bomber Collard in the box seat, leaves it go. Warren DeRouche drops the chest mark.
Obviously called his name there.
Must have.
Yeah.
Well, I could have gone back and marked that. Must have been called out of it, Gary.
I'd say so. And Rooster seemed to be surprised that it came over the back and landed on his chest. He's doing a lot of work down there, Warren DeRoost. He's playing a good game.
8-6-54 plays 4-4-28.
The heavyweights, Gibb and Caputi, go at it. Sharked by Tristan Rod. McPhail hard at the ball.
Well done.
Gathers it, needs to kick on his left. Sashuk chases him down. McPhail gets the kick away, and what a fantastic quarter from Armadale in that last 10 minutes. They really had to dig deep, and they've outscored Kelmscott the latter part of that quarter.
Yep, terrific play. Well, we'll leave it here. That's 8-6-54, like we said, to Kelmscott, and Armadale are 4-4-28. Third quarter about to start of the 2000 Sunday Football League Grand Final between Kelmscott and Armadale, and 8-6-54 plays 4-4-28. Gary Fuller.
And Caputi to resume acquaintances here with Barry Gibb. Ball straight up. Yes, Gibb gets the first hands on the ball, but taken by Kelmscott out of the middle. Atwell to take the mark. Can't do so in front of Hansen. Gathers the ball on the ground. Good tackle by Hansen and brought to ground there. Spins out. Can't get clear. Kelmscott away again, but the kick goes straight to Armadale. Scott Van Hint, who relieves pressure momentarily. Not a good kick, just taken centimetres from the ground.
It's Marshall, isn't it?
It's Collingwood, I think. I'm not sure. It's a long way away.
Collingwood is?
Yes, it is. Dave Regan on the mark. On the lead, sorry, drops the chest mark, and it's touched and over the boundary line.
Any key matchups, Ray, that you can see? Any changes that Rod Barrett might have swung at half-time?
A bit too early to call just yet. They look like they've lined up very, very similar to how they finished. Armadale's last 10 minutes was very good, and I think they would have lined up much the same way, and I hope they can keep it going.
Looks like Fabian Winmar's down there at full back. That's he was in the midfield before, but Russell Baxter on the boundary line here hasn't seen action yet, and he's probably going to retire after today. He'd be keen to get on the ground as early as possible.
Yeah, Russell will be coming on as a replacement for Chris Maguire. As we know, he's been sent off with a red card, so he'll be coming on as soon as the 15 minutes are up.
It shouldn't be too long. Abraham hesitates, taken there. Matthew Lake in the box seat, gathers the hand pass. Back to the run of Clive Hayden.
Kick it, they need to.
Gets a scrubby kick away. Well hit. Tavernier again, held without the ball a long time.
Easy free kick for the umpire there. Could have seen that one in Freo.
And in the centre circle. Hands off. Brad Watts again. Kicks high. Big contest and a gutsy, courageous mark there. Daniel Regan.
Collingwood.
Yeah, Daniel Regan on a strong lead. Collingwood off to Van Hint.
Baxter's on the ground now.
So we're all square then. We've got 18 men apiece.
Back to 18, but it's interesting. Armadale actually held sway and played better football with 17 men.
He's going to throw him now, Armadale. Rod Barrett won't know what to do with the extra bloke out there.
And how often does that happen, fellas, when you're down one man and you have to dig a bit deeper?
Well, normally it's critical, isn't it? You lose a man and it really does stuff up your whole set plays and everything, but it actually worked for Armadale.
I think what happens is quite often the loose man goes across the half-back line and doesn't get involved in the play and is absolutely no value.
Yep. Sashuk, scrubby kick around the corner, gathered by Dunster on the left foot. Goes looking for Michael Rodney, but it's not a great kick. Warren DeRusse sees the ball over the boundary line.
The third quarter started the same way as the game started. Armadale just seemed to be struggling a little bit hesitant. Kelmscott seemed to be in control again early.
What would have Rod Barrett said, Ray, at half-time to Armadale to lift his players?
Well, I think he would have really appealed to them, but they just got to seem to lift their heads up. They do seem to be down a bit, and they're not playing with a lot of confidence. They're not hitting the ball hard. They're hesitating. Kelmscott seemed to have the open space and more runners, and he would have appealed to them, and reminded them, the importance of the game. The club hasn't won a grand final since about 1944, and they're in with a big chance.
Yeah, I think he probably would have underlined the fact that Chris Maguire won't rejoin the fray either, and the task needs to be shared by a lot of players now.
Well, it's interesting about Chris Maguire not being out there. There's a lot of talk around the ground about what actually happened and whether it actually deserved a send-off. And I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about it during the coming week.
We will.
Oh, good play.
Well, good balk by Dunster, and he's jailed the first goal of the third quarter. And that's just what Armadale didn't need. They've gone now to a 5-goal lead.
Well, they've been peppering at the goals that end, and just haven't been able to finish off the little critical bits of play that I guess that we saw from them in the first half. So Kelmscott moved to 9-6 and 60, and Armadale 4-4-28.
Troy Dunster is a very cool player. He's very important, and the touches he's had today have been all class. He's certainly causing some damage there. So we've got Gibb again, Gibb and Caputi in the middle of the ground.
It's been a towerish strength, Caputi, hasn't he?
Oh, he's a hard man to match up on.
Very good ruckman, probably one of the premier ruckmen in the competition, and today he showed his worth. He has really dominated the big man duels.
Good bounce.
Up nice and high. Again,
Look
Caputi
at that.
takes the ball out of the middle. Maynard charging at the ball, keeping it going forward. Good hand in there. McPhail over the ball, wrapped up straight away. No time to get rid of that one. Looks like Watsy brought him to the ground again. And then we'll have another bounce up.
Terrific tap by Caputi there, Ray.
Again, he took the ball. He just gets his hands on it all the time. You watch it again this time.
Tristan Wright over the top.
That's what Armadale need to do, actually. They need a player to start coming over the top of him and coming from the back and just thumping it. They need to double up on him.
Collingwood really needed to gather that ball. It was just didn't bounce for him. We've got another ball up in the centre square. Watson, McPhail, side by side as they've been all day.
Been a great duel.
Again, Tristan Rod, the long punch. And here's a chance. Graham Atwell, the slick hands off. McPhail to Wilkinson on the left foot. Long kick in, but really didn't look that time, Wilbur. Bernard Wallam chases. And Kynan Hall, close to the boundary line, kept in play. Kynan Hall be looking for the boundary line there, just can't quite get it over. Stacks on the mill.
Probably should have done a bit better then. They had plenty of time, 2-on-1 situation, but they couldn't clear the ball.
Yes, and then couldn't find the boundary line either. So we have a ball up. Forward pocket. Russell Baxter on the ground now for his first look at the action. He's a very clever ruckman. Uses his body well. Hayden over the top. Can't get it clear. Richie Abraham pounces. And Soccer's off the ground, and it might have gone out in the full. It has, in fact.
Luck.
Oh, Richie hasn't been able to get in the game at all today.
No, it hasn't been near it, unfortunately.
He's been a key player for him in the lead up to the finals in the last 2 weeks. But unfortunately today, he's just struggling at this time.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the run from Kelmscott. Even their bigger guys, Clive Hayden and so on, are really running hard at the moment. Caputi under the ball. Taken well by Maynard. Off to Urbis. Clear. Kick not a good one, though. Favours the Armadale player.
Not a good kick by Urbis there. Gary has been a good player, though, up until three-quarter time or half-time.
A great player. Collingwood hesitant again, and the kick's not good. McPhail seemed to be jumped on there.
Probably a bit unlucky not to get a kick that time.
Yeah, it was unlucky.
DeRoost in from the side, can't grab it. Wilkinson gathers the crumbs. Looks to Regan in the middle. Regan needs to go strongly here. Hayden attacks the ball and gathers the bouncing ball and charges down the ground now. Yeah. And he's 20 metres in the clear. The kick's high and taken at the back by Matt McClure.
He's a very top backman, young McClure, isn't he? I mean, he's just so cool under pressure, just plays the ball all day.
Out wide to Collingwood again. Now let's see if he can use the ball a little bit better this time. Tristan Rod's in a position to receive the ball here, and he's moving now. Not with any conviction though. He's treading water now. Collingwood onto the left foot, but he's kicked that straight to Caputi.
Gee, terrible. Rod Barrett would be tearing his hair out now.
Caputi with a chance to make them pay here. And that's a strong mark in front to Daniel Regan, who's causing some concern again. Comes inboard to Rodney. Terry Rodney goes at it with Warren DeRoost, who always seems to be defending. Gathered on the ground and kicked out wide to Gerald Hansen. Hansen gathers it beautifully.
Oh, bad luck.
Ordinary kick. McClure attacks the ball next to Bomber Collard there, and he's been awarded the kick for hanging on.
Well, he's paid the kick for man in front, and fair enough, but it really wasn't much in it for mine.
No, I think Bomber Collard's probably just getting a little bit frustrated at Matt McClure's close checking. Warren DeRoost takes the mark. Goes sideways. Wilkinson takes an easy mark. Now they've got a chance to set something up. And runs around Sashuk. Kicks high now. Probably wasn't the best option. 3-on-2 situation though. Turnell fires him with the left foot. And Bernard Wallam takes a strong mark.
Better system into the forward line there, Ray.
A lot better system. You give Wallam room, he'll certainly lead into the hole for you. But that's only the second time all day that he's been able to lead and having a clear run at the ball. The change of direction across half back is what set that up for them. Yeah, they suddenly moved it a lot quicker and found the holes.
Wallam, beautiful looking kick. That's gone straight through the middle. Armadale have answered, and it's back to 4 goals.
Well, they're getting fired up, and they really need to. They really need to put the foot on the gas now to get back at at Kelmscott, who have probably dictated play for most of the day, fellas.
Yeah, they have a couple of really important plays by Matt McClure in the full-back line there, opposed to Bomber Collard, and as you said, Ray, they switched play beautifully to the outer side there. I thought the long kick was the wrong option, but it seemed to work out.
Yeah, it's interesting. Collingwood on the far wing, he had a lot of the ball this quarter. That's where they got hurt early in the game, but he's won a lot of the ball. He's made a couple of errors, but he's getting the ball and giving him a chance.
Yep, Les Pickett probably needs to tighten up there. Caputi again grabs the ball. That needs to stop. Maynard's always on the run. Over to Dunster on the left foot. This is where Collard hurts you. Can't take the mark, almost. Lindsay Atwell dives on it. McClure needs to knock this clear, but can't do so. Kelmscott pounce on the ball. Oh, Collard's found space. And it's missed.
Gee, they really set it up well there, Kelmscott, and they had the numbers there and probably should have capitalised there, Ray.
Well, they certainly did, but it all came from the middle. I mean, Caputi's taken the ball again with the set play, the short handball, and they were away.
Yes, he really is the single dominant player on the ground. Gibbs trying to run him out wide now, and Gibbs has got clear. The kick's gone straight up the middle to Dave Regan. It's a long kick. Regan punches the ball on. McPhail needs to meet this. Graham Atwell comes to meet it as well. McPhail on the burst. The long hand pass to Baxter. He's got runners out wide. Here's a chance now. The hand pass was a long time in coming. McPhail gets another handball. Regan onto the run at bouncing ball. He runs clear, kicks the goal.
Got another one. Well, could this be something that sparked them to get back into this game? There's no tomorrow, as we say, and Armadale really need to get back in and get back quickly, but those two goals are certainly going to help the cause.
Well, that's a great goal. It's come from the long kick out of full back and just the sheer weight of numbers running down the ground. And as we speak, it's interesting. We speak about Caputi. The change has been made, and Ether's coming into the ruck to see if he can do something about it.
Yep. 9-7-61 plays 6-4-40.
They really did just bustle that forward. That was like the Hawthorn of the 80s, that sort of play. They just bustled it forward.
Yeah, it's interesting. The kick in, Regan was the player who punched it forward, and he finished up with the ball in the goal square.
Yeah.
So great running by him.
Good hard running. Now let's see if they man up Maynard this time. He's been the receiver each time that Caputi's grabbed the ball. Richie Abraham right with him. Caputi grabs it again. Needs to be tackled. Yes, he's been pinged for a throw. Tristan Rod picks it up and gives it to Danieletta.
Things are certainly starting to happen now for Armadale. They seem to be a slightly different team. They're working hard. They're starting to run hard here across the half-back line.
It's a good pass.
And there's that player out wide again on that wing. They're starting to dominate in that far side.
Warren de Roost with the ball now. Edda's by himself in the middle, but they've gone shorter than that.
Oops.
Missed by Van Hint. They may have turned it over here. Still got numbers on Armadale's side. Knocked forward. Gathered by Regan onto Danieletta. Here's a chance. Could have handballed that over, but it's luck to fortune. Richard Abraham in the right place at the right time.
Got some Derek kicking about him, that boy.
Oh, he's been a great player in the lead up to the finals.
Yep.
He knows where the goals are. I've mentioned that before about how he's been struggling. He's the type of player, he's liable to bob up and kick 2 or 3 goals in the space of 5 minutes. Just a crucial kick for him, but
it's the start Armadale wanted.
If he kicks this goal, they're back within 2 kicks. Abraham very deliberate. In he comes. On the boot.
And he's kicked it. He likes
Straight through the middle.
And the Armadale players gather round him.
So 9-7-61, Kelmscott. Armadale pegged them back 1 goal. 7-4-46. And Gary, certainly Armadale getting some impetus now.
Yeah, look, as Ray pointed out on the outer side there, they've got right on top on that wing, and they're getting a fair bit of run from halfback as well. So what they needed, particularly seeing Kelmscott kick the first goal of the third quarter, but they've kicked the last 3 now. They're right back in it.
Umpire Ball has the ball in the middle to bounce. We'll watch this one. Watch Caputi.
Edda jumps early. Caputi grabs the ball.
Grabs
They've left Rodney all by himself. And there's that battle again. Daniel Regan. Here's Pickett, yes. And de Roost. Last man standing.
Regan.
He's kicked that sideways.
Great defensive play down there. Sheer desperation by Armadale. You can sense something happening here. Armadale knows that this is their last roll of the dice this quarter, and they're just prepared to throw their bodies in as that player did deep in defence.
Yeah, as you said, plenty of pressure, Ray.
A lot of pressure.
Jerry Hansen to do the ruck work here with Lindsay Atwell. Atwell gets front position, palms the ball down. Maynard attacks the ball hard, and opposed to Armadale player who's received a free kick there.
Yeah.
I'm
Free
sure
kick
the
pushing
ball,
the back, yeah.
the ball had crossed the boundary line when that was happened. The player had no choice but to just throw himself at the ball.
That's Van Hint, I think, comes wide, looking for McPhail. But Caputi again
good
over the
mark,
back.
Another one.
Caputi looking up the ground. Collard not moving too well in the forward line there. Hanson with his hand in the air. Likes to run and jump at the ball. No clean mark. Nicely tapped out there. Butcher gets a little handball in. Pickett gathers the ball on the ground.
Ooh.
Knocks it out. Sashuk.
He's
Still over
reeled
the
the
ball.
ball back in.
And Les Pickett has not moved. He's down and has not moved.
I thought he got a high tackle in that pack, Ray. I saw it wasn't a deliberate high tackle, but certainly a knee went flying and it did catch him, and probably a free kick for mine.
They certainly came through very, very hard. This player has not moved, but I think they call him for the stretcher.
And he's groggy, but he's running off under his own steam, so umpire Ball will restart the game.
I wouldn't say he's running off, but it's not much of a run, unfortunately. He looks very, very sick.
The scrap for the ball. Fabian Winmar went in hard there, throwing his weight around.
I think Fabian's realised that the pressure's on. I think it might have been Fabian that went through very hard a few minutes earlier. And as we speak, in the goal square, there's a bit of a tussle going on.
There is too. Matt McClure won't take a backward step. Neither will Bomber Collard. Armadale win the ball away. This needs to land in and hasn't. It's out on the full.
Well, like you said, Collard's probably getting frustrated, Gary, with the attention of Maguire, and yeah, definitely didn't expect that.
McClure is well on top in that battle at the moment. He's
Yeah.
certainly got on top in this quarter and he's getting very frustrated.
Tristan Rod. Oh, Warren DeRoos drifts in. Trips on his own player.
DeRoos has had a very, very good quarter. He's been one of the players that have got him back in the contest.
Very much so. Looking up the ground, but again, it's fairly stagnant. Atwell, short pass, it's fraught with danger. He doesn't. Oh, he's been awarded a free kick. That just looked like a marking contest. But
No, that was a good decision, probably, Gary. Eyes for the footy weren't apparent, and yeah, free kick for holding.
And again, Warren DeRoos running hard up the ground. Turnell offers a lead. It's ignored. Looks longer. Danieletta needs to take a mark here. Baxter from behind. Third in line. Well gathered. And McPhail in again. Baxter did well there, as did William Wallam.
Terrific
Stacks
tackle
on the
by
mill.
Ball there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great football. There's no doubt about Ash McFarby, one of the hardest players in the league, the way he just attacks the football.
Well, he was like that at Perth when he was at Perth Footy Club. He was always a tough player and had always had good games at fullback.
And you're quite right, a strong tackle from Kynan Hall.
That's a high one. This game's certainly starting to heat up now. The crowd's becoming very, very animated. Yeah, they realise another goal to Armadale here and the game's right in the offering.
They need to move it quickly though. Who can find the bouncing ball? William Wallam's got it wrapped up immediately by Clive Hayden. Held a long time. It's bobbed out.
Well, pushing the back pay to Armadale here. It's going to the number 24 in Regan, but for mine, just a tad soft.
Very, very lucky, I think, to get that one. But I think Reeves will drive this one forward.
He'll need to go big kick, you reckon, Ray?
He's a very, very good kicker of the football. This will land 50 metres right down here, right near the goal square.
Oh.
Looks in for Wallam. Under the ball. Well, it's come over the back. Baxter couldn't get the bounce he wanted. Found on the ground by Troman. He's been a steady defender. Wallam should have the pace here and the strength. First to the ball, but pushes across the line. That free kick to Dave Regan probably worked against Armadale then, because the kick that came away from that contest favoured Armadale and the ball was brought back.
Right. Yep. It was almost like the free kick was an afterthought. It was probably not needed. It had no bearing on the impact of play.
No.
Kelmscott players now are starting to hunt in packs. I think they're starting to get a little bit nervous.
Wallam off the ground. Can't clear the congestion. Troman gets a quick away. Lakey finds the ball. McPhail closes him down and half smothers the handball.
It's tight and tough in there.
Armadale have certainly gone a lot harder at the ball now and are attacking it. Yeah, early in the game, those type of contests, Kelmscott were running it out with ease, but now Armadale are putting a lot more pressure on. If you look a bit behind the play, you can see that Armadale always have a loose player now out backwards. Yes. That's how they love to play their football. Regan's unattended.
The bounce, no one can get a hand on it. Breaking away is Graham Atwell. Hooks around the corner, but that's wide. And out on the full. And Wayne Maynard to relieve some pressure for Kelmscott.
They certainly need to come back on the inboard, then not go out wide. Need to use the left.
Did you get the impression the next goal is going to sort of make or break the the game. If Armadale can get one, they're certainly obviously going to be in it. But Kelmscott get a steadier, they might run away with it.
Yeah, look, it really is an arm wrestle at the moment. Urbis gathers the ball as this is important. Turnover. Wilkinson into the goal and has kicked it, and Armadale are back in business.
Well, terrific play by Wilkinson there, and certainly an opportunist, and got Armadale really into this contest now, and they're a big sniff, don't worry about that.
And look at them running from everywhere. They're happy with that one. But
Critical error there in defence, Ray.
They're just running it. They're running hard. As I said, they've tightened up across half-back. McClure at full-back has been sensational this quarter, but they're just working hard. The players are running down the ground in numbers and putting pressure on, and the mistakes are starting to be made. I mean, that's a poor mistake by Kelmscott. The player came back inboard. Those situations always go boundary.
It's very uncharacteristic too. That was Mark Urbis, and he's normally brilliant at that. Hansen into the ruck now. Regan with strength, finally breaks clear. Abraham quickly forward. Lake needs to mark this on his chest and does almost.
Hasn't
Wilkinson
paid it.
nearly came to him. Baxter in fighting hard, taps it out the back cleverly. No one can get free. William Wallam, clear, kicks to a running
There's a player out there.
Oh, look at this.
Collingwood into the goal, and he's kicked another one.
Well, fellas, we identified Collingwood in the first quarter, in the first half, in fact. That's one of the better plays for Armadale, and now he's got them right, well, more than right back in this game.
And the work from William Wallam then, and also Russell Baxter to come in and break that ball freer in the scrimmage at half-forward there was just so important.
9-7-61 plays 9-4-58. Armadale definitely in it by half a goal.
It's interesting to note that the last 3 ruck contests, Kapudi hasn't been in there or hasn't been able to win the ball out the middle. Armadale are either getting it even or knocking it clear.
There is a big mismatch with Kapudi on Kapudi's on Van Hint at half forward there. If Kelmscott can get it forward, Hayden in the ruck now against Dada, gets the ball forward. It goes to that contest now. Kapudi pushes Van Hint under it. Hansen onto the ball. Scrimmage develops. Fabian Winmar in there.
Knocks
taps
it out.
clear, gets the foot in. Atwell to DeRoost. Back to Atwell. It's
Lots
bounced
of
back to him.
fortune.
They've got it clear. Wilkinson takes the mark. Needs to get some run happening. McPhail's clear. Out here with Turnell all by himself. Awkward kicking style, but usually effective. Looks for McPhail. Underneath the ball. Graham Atwell throws his body in. McPhail. Oh, no. Baxter. Gets the hand pass away.
Good tackling.
Turnell goes to ground when he didn't need to. Baxter's back in now. Can he gather the ball? Doesn't have it and is tackled. Richie Abraham's in there. Gets one high. It's not seen by the umpire.
I thought so.
Wilkinson still tackling. Umpire Andrews letting it go, and all credit to him. And we'll have a
Very
ball up.
unlucky Abraham not to get the free kick there. If he'd have got the kick, they might have been away there, Armadale.
Yeah, there's a lot of space in that forward line now.
Yep.
Umpire Andrews
Get her
has
up
made
high.
the decision they
Gets
had
a
to
good
earn it.
palm. Abraham onto the... Oh, great tackle.
Great tackle.
Dunster, courageous tackle. Lakey, not a good kick, but he gets a kind bounce. Oh, it's bounced right over Tristan Rod's head.
That oval football.
A game.
Fabian Winmar, strong attack at the footy. Keeps it in play. And now it's run out of bounds. Spoke too soon.
Fabian Winmar's gone in. Since he's come onto the ground, he's certainly tightened up the defence for them. And he's helped made a big change down there.
Players were out on their feet here in that contest here at half forward for Armadale. And a lucky bounce there for Kelmscott. Kapudi attempts to grab the ball again. Regan's at the back there. What can he do? Taken by Kapudi, and it's going to be another ball up. And Tristan Rod needs to be careful not to give away a silly free kick.
Free kicks have been given for lesser discriminate acts than that.
Atwell and Regan and Kapudi. Atwell it is. Comes to Urbis. Tackled high. Bit unlucky there, Graham Atwell. Winmar goes in heavily. Umpire's not interested in that one.
Yeah, I really thought they needed a presence there because it could have been quite volatile.
Yeah.
He certainly just jumped in the back then. He was very, very lucky.
Lovely kick. Taken by Stewart. Looking for Collard. He can't find any space.
Kelmscott relying now on just bombing the ball in. Their early run and set up play and just running and using the handball has come to a stop. They're just relying now on the big kick.
Nick Bolton still on the bench for Kelmscott. He must be injured. Regan will mark this. And does. No, not paid.
Not paid.
Wilkinson needs to get away. Gets a quick kick in. Fortuitously marked by Lindsay Atwell, who copped some late treatment but gave some as well.
Yeah.
Well gathered. Watsy, cool head. Spots a player at half forward. Regan over the back, misjudged that one. Bounces to Kelmscott.
Regan's wiped out his own player
Conan
there. It
Hall
could have
gets
been
the
a
kick
costly
away.
miss.
Maynard to Caputi, who's taken the mark about 30 metres out.
Well, bad luck there for Armadale with Regan, like you called it. Ray wiped out his own teammate, and it's opened up Caputi 35 metres out from goal, and really shouldn't miss, Gaz.
No, I wouldn't think so. And I think it was Warren de Roos that Dave Regan charged into, and both of them looking a bit worse for wear.
Yeah, Armadale have certainly put up a huge effort this quarter, and it will tell on the players. So as we mentioned before, the last roll of the dice. So it's very, very crucial. But, they're going to go down fighting.
Is there a breeze?
Very hard to tell from up over in the stand, Gary, but earlier in the day there certainly didn't appear to be. It didn't favour any end.
So Caputi with a very important kick. He's taking plenty of time. Plenty of Armadale players on hand to make sure that he's kicking under a fair bit of pressure.
Player on the mark going to have a long run in. Try to put him off.
And may have done so.
He certainly pulled it a long way. He's missed badly.
Do you think he took too long to line that kick up, Caputi? Sometimes you can do that. It's okay to be, diligent with all your setup and everything, but maybe he just took a bit too long, Gaz.
Yeah, I believe so. What do you think about Nick Bolton on the bench there, Ray? You agree he must be injured?
We made the call earlier, but he seemed to be struggling a bit as the further the game went. So obviously there's something amiss there. You wouldn't have a quality player like Nick sitting on the bench when the pressure's on like it is now.
Tristan Rod to Atwell. They asked to mark against two. Found on the ground by Sashuk, who's been a little bit quiet this quarter. Kicks the ball back around the corner, and Fabian Winmar should take the mark, and does so.
He certainly made a difference. He's had a bit of steel down there. I think some of the Kelmscott players are looking at him when he's coming in at the ball.
Jared Turnell is the target here. He's got to go against Clive Hayden. The kick wasn't a good one. Hayden goes one-handed, and well taken by Rodney.
He attacked the ball.
Collard on the end of it, and it's hit the ground, that one. He's claiming the mark. Oh, he's paid the mark.
Gee, I'd like to see that one on replay. The umpire's closer than us, but it certainly looked like a bump ball to me.
I think that's
agree with you, Gaz.
Certainly not out.
I'd be very surprised if that ball didn't hit the ground.
Matt McClure's not happy, and he doesn't normally complain.
Well, it almost looked like the player actually picked it up off the ground and claimed the mark.
Yeah, it did. Now, this man can kick goals.
Well, Kelmscott certainly need one this quarter. Collard, he'd be kicking from 50 metres, so it's got to be a very, very good kick.
Do you fancy his chances, boys?
Yes, I'll back him in. I'm not going to bet on it, but I'll back him in.
Put your money back in your pocket.
I think he's too far out myself.
Tell you what.
It's not a bad kick off the boot, but it's drifting away. Oh, and Jerry Hansen. He's taken the easiest of marks.
It's already gone through for a point. That's why the Armadale players hadn't made any effort.
And that's why it's an easy mark, yes. So 5 points to margin now. Are we setting up for a draw? I know Peter Pollack wanted that. He'd like another gate next week. Kicks to himself, Fabian Winmar, charges out, makes about 15 metres and kicks long. Atwell again, opposed to Sashuk. William Wallam there as well. No one down for Armadale. Gathered by Urbis out to Collard. Hand passes on to Sashuk, who's followed up from the marking contest. Ooh, Graham Atwell goes through high.
Well,
I think he actually missed him there, but...
No, Fabian Winmar has been the player who has come through very, very hard at the ball, and the man, and he has collected him, and he doesn't look very healthy at all.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that one. I was...
He's out. They're calling for a stretcher there and a very solid bump.
I was actually looking at Graham Atwell's attack on the ball, and he went in hard as well, but didn't make contact.
Yeah, Fabian, as we mentioned throughout this call of this quarter, Fabian has certainly been the player down there. He's making them know what's going on, and that was a hard attack at the ball. The player was there, and he's obviously collected him very, very hard.
And as a coach, that's one thing that we look for, is that the umpires protect the head-high stuff. We don't want players being injured with head-high tackles.
It's quite interesting, but none of the Kelmscott players are remonstrating, so obviously it was either very hard at the ball or nobody saw it, one or the other.
Yeah, they did initially, and then I think they realised that it was, a pretty hard at the ball contest. But look, as umpires, I guess player welfare is the main thing in Aussie rules. It's one of the reasons why they're out there, man management and also player welfare. So let's hope that the umps can keep on top of that, because it could threaten to get out of hand.
I haven't seen who the player is, Ray. Did you reckon?
Young Sachuk, who's number 11 for Kelmscott, the player, who was we called as being rather quiet this quarter, but in the last 5 minutes, he got right back into the game. So, he's going to be a very, very costly loss.
Yeah, there is a 20-minute rule with a stretcher too, so if he's able to come back on, it will be at least 20 minutes before he can come back on.
Gaz, Mark Herbis is another player for Kelmscott that's been a bit quiet. We were sang his praises for the first half, but he needs to probably lift on his wing to get them back into it.
Yeah, look, Herbie's very much a confidence player. He's a fantastically skilled player. He's a great mark and a great kick, but he just made that handball error earlier in the quarter, and perhaps that's played on his confidence a little bit.
Yep.
Is
he a representative player, is he?
Yes, yeah, he played in the representative side.
The play with the ball now also, the first half was in the clear a lot, did a lot of running, but so far in the third quarter, it's probably one of his first possessions, one of his few possessions.
Tavernier with the ball, and Sashu on the stretcher doesn't look too good, and we hope that he's okay and recovers quickly. Tavernier with a long kick outside the 50. That's not a bad roost, actually. He's kicked that 55 metres. Yeah. Unfortunately for Kelmscott, it's a minor score.
The wind or the breeze, maybe that is the scoring end, because that was a very, very good kick from 50 metres. That's the second one from the 50-metre line that players have actually cleared the line. So maybe that is the scoring end.
Yes.
Armadale have gone short from the kick in, setting something up out to the far side. It's a costly miss there.
They needed him spot on there, though, didn't they?
And Marshall mops it up, but he's run out of bounds in his endeavours to get away with the ball there. Collingwood really needed to take that mark.
But boundary line deceiving down there. It's quite a way in. You think the ball's in play, but it's not.
There's another player hurt over the far side. The minute that ball was in the contest, the water boy for Armadale started signalling straight away, and this player is not moving very far.
That's Dwayne Marshall, I think. Gibb over the back of Caputi. Ineffective. Gathered by Regan for Kelmscott. Pumped back in. Fabian Winmar to contest. Tristan Rod over the top. Would have been better to stay on the ground there.
Probably should have.
And a free kick given to Fabian Winmar, and a little bit of indiscriminate play down there.
The umpires are on top of the indiscriminate acts, especially after that stretcher.
Umpire Ball spoken to both Hanson and McClure down there. I think he's realised that there's something going on, and he's going to take control of the situation. And, if they're not careful, they could find themselves both sitting on the sideline for a while, because umpire Ball's already shown today that he's not afraid to send players off. Correct.
And Rod Barrett would be very, very happy with the way his team fought back in that quarter. And that three-quarter time, we have Kelmscott 9-10, 64, leading Armadale 9-4, 58.
Okay, set to go for the final quarter of the 2000 Sunday Football League Grand Final. 1964 Kelmscott play Armadale 9-4-58. Let's see what Armadale can do, because they certainly had a terrific third quarter. Gazza.
Certainly did fought their way back in beautifully there after Kelmscott kicked the first goal and looked like they might run away with it. Armadale kicked, I think, the next 4 or 5 goals. So we've set for a showdown now.
A lot of emotion in the Armadale huddle at three-quarter time too. Rod Barrett really had them charged up. Yeah, and huge numbers down there supporting him.
Gibb and Caputi, a bad bounce. McPhail gets the ball. Out to Atwell. On to Collingwood, a high kick. Richie Abraham favoured. Didn't really attack it.
Clean bowled everybody then.
Wilkinson socket forward importantly. Dave Regan to keep it in play, but can't do so. Terry Rodney happy to see that one over the boundary line at half forward for Armadale.
Dave Regan's really going to have an influence for Armadale if they were to get up, Ray.
A big influence. Interesting, he's lining up in the forward line, the forward pocket. So maybe Rod throwing caution to the wind and saying get the ball down there and rely on one of his key players, take a few grabs or set up a few goals for them.
Showing a lot of faith in Barry Gibb too to come back on and take on Frank Caputi again. Matthew Lake gets a kick in, kicks the torpedo. Here is Gibb. Needs to do something well here. Lindsay Atwell charges at the ball and overruns it. Caputi uses the hands well, knocks it back to Clive Hayden, who's lined up at half forward.
Well done.
Burst of pace. Fabian Winmar can't take the mark. Meets Collard solidly.
Oh dear. Well,
Ben Partridge ducked the head there and was rewarded with a high tackle.
Ray Miles, as a coach, you'd be frustrated with a decision like that. Look, umpire was probably slightly unsighted, but the player did duck, Ray.
The player ducked his head, the player just touched him, I mean, they're both going hard at the ball, and that's what makes it so frustrating. This could be a very, very vital shot on goal for Kelmscott.
Well, it's a critical time of the match too. I mean, it's not as if there's 10 goals the difference. This is a critical kick for goal, Gaz.
It is. Ben Partridge, can he kick the first goal of the last quarter? Looks good off the boot.
No, he's pulled it too far.
Hooked it slightly.
Bit of justice, maybe.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot in that, was there?
Well, he didn't, as Ray said, he really didn't get him all that high, but
No.
the player did sort of, if anything, it looked as though he played for the free kick.
Well, I think he just ducked the head, and I don't think he even did touch him high. It was more the impact of the player, the way he fell. The player put his hand, touched him on the shoulder, perhaps. That was all.
Kelmscott set their zone now. Plenty of holes for Armadale to find. Warren DeRoost has got free, and that's the way the kick goes.
Gee, lovely kick.
And it's found him.
And
Beautiful
they're
kick.
set up on the
Plays
far
on.
side.
And
Atwell.
Lindsay Atwell, clear, wearing a head bandage too.
Marking interference free kick.
Graham Atwell now is free, further up the wing, but Lindsay ignores that. Goes further looking for William Wallam. Can't make the contest. Kelmscott running a little bit harder at that one. And it's run over the boundary line, out of side. Boundary thrown in front of the scoreboard.
There's been a lot of play on that far side all day. If you look at the game so far, there's been very little play on the members' side.
Caputi, importantly, knocks the ball back.
Was
Not taken cleanly. High tackle paid by umpire Ball. Armadale.
Well, it did
received
look
a
high
free
from
kick.
here, but he's a lot closer.
Collingwood it is.
He's had a lot of the ball, Collingwood.
Sure has.
Been good.
Kicks high. Baxter uses his body well. Chase for the ball now. McPhail leads in the race. Watt's right with him, as he has been all day. Richie Abraham gathers in one grab. Can't do anything with it. Watts goes back in and finds it again. Kicks on the left foot. Goes for distance.
Ooh.
And fortuitously finds young
Butcher.
Joel Butcher. Butcher looks further afield. Hayden on the lead. Right with Lindsay Atwell. Reads it better and takes the mark over the back of the pack.
He certainly played a great game
Looking to
today, Atwell.
He has. Looks to square it up now. And it's a good kick and a good mark by
Good use,
Jared Turnell.
Wingmar. He'll drive it long on the left.
And that's a good kick.
Gee.
Baxter. Baxter
well
needed
done
to
by the
beat that.
defender there.
Yeah, Hall just got the timely hand up there, which certainly saved him a sure shot on goal.
Caputi again.
Chewy needed to come forward at that ball there. He probably the kick needed another metre on it. That's a lovely kick from Caputi. Well spoilt. 2-on-1. Clive Hayden finds the ball on the ground and pumps it long. A torpedo.
that.
It's gone 60 metres. DeRoost over the back. Regan for Kelmscott. Can't find it. Warren DeRoost now is buried.
Free kick.
Absolutely buried.
Not happy about it either.
No. Jeremy Collard.
Oh,
And he's allowed to play on from...
just run it.
Well,
Oh, well, fair enough.
yeah, that wouldn't be allowed to happen up the other end. But anyway, Warren DeRoost has run on and received it
He's got
again. And Collard giving him a bit of treatment.
Well, like you said, Collard's getting frustrated.
Warren DeRoost has taken an eternity here. Hands the ball off. Van Hint drives the ball long. Looking for Turnell, who's behind Urbis. You just
Lovely mark.
cannot outmark Mark Urbis. You have to get in front.
He's a great
If you're not
overhead
sure, you have
mark.
to spoil.
Great overhead mark we mentioned before.
Pumps it in long. And Collard was always
terrific.
going to mark that.
Lovely use of the body.
Certainly was. He's a strong player. Hasn't had it all his own way today, but this is a very, very important kick.
Ray DeRoost's no slouch in the body, Wokes, is he? He can muscle you out.
Certainly is. I think there's a bit of a mismatch there. They kind of got himself caught up in the back half, and I think it was DeRoos that was caught with him, and he had no chance, one-on-one.
I think that the kick to, or the attempted kick to Turnell in the middle of the ground was just the wrong option. You had Mark Urbis floating back there as he does so well, and he's just managed to chop it off.
Terrific mark for his size.
Oh, he's an awesome mark. So it's a very important kick. And he struggled there too.
I think he may have missed it.
And has kicked the point.
That is costly.
Well, they've missed their last couple of set shots.
Interested to see how Windmar kicks this one in. He's kicked in beautifully since he's gone back there. Always clears the 50-metre line. And at the stage of the game at the moment, I think Armadale need to go quickly.
9-12-66 plays 9-4-58.
Oh, that's a poor kick. McClure outmarked. And that looks like Callion over the... Not Callion.
Yes.
No, Taverner, sorry. Callion's not playing. He was suspended. Sorry about that. Kicks into the middle. Regan.
Oh.
Van Roost. The Roost. Misses. Watsy in the middle of the ground.
He broke the
Swings
tackle
onto the
very
left foot.
easily.
It's a good
Wait,
kick.
Maynard in the clear. Takes the mark. Nothing silly here. Atwell can't afford to give away anything silly. That's Graham Atwell. Urbis on the lead, and that's ignored.
He's going to be kicking from 50.
Yeah, it'll be too far, I think, for Wade.
Much too far out, but there is a loose player just out to his left.
Close to him there.
Certainly was.
Wallum.
They're looking for the big mark in the goal square here. He's kicked right on the 50. It's going to land in the goal square and punch through. A wall of Armadale players down there making sure that one doesn't get through for a goal.
Armadale but have held sway Kelmscott have held sway for the first 5 minutes of this quarter, have done all the attacking, just haven't been able to finish off with the goal.
They did that in the third quarter too, Ray, didn't they? And then
they broke him.
Armadale fought back.
Winmar's done exactly the same thing. He's kicked to himself and gone out wide. The ball's now on the far wing.
Collingwood again getting hands to it but unable to hold the mark there. He must be tired. He's covered many, many kilometres this afternoon.
Armadale forward line is very, very open. At the moment they're playing with virtually a four-man forward line. Other players are down the ground, and that could tell against them because there's a lot of holes there and a lot of space to run into.
Trevor DeRoos gets a fist on that. Well tackled there, Ashley McPhail. Watsy wrapped up as well. Graham Atwell in. Ash follows up.
Great football.
Buried there and going to get the free kick.
Yeah,
Watsy just a bit high. Yes.
Yep.
He certainly wanted the ball more than anyone else out there.
Well, it's an old adage, isn't it, Ray? You play in front, you'll get the free kicks.
Certainly is, and he showed there, and the umpires rewarded him. He was the one that made the play and set it up and earned the free kick. And he'll drive it in now into around centre half forward. And this is something Armadale, they need to get a score out of this play.
Baxter, the marking option. William Wallum gathers a bouncing ball, gets free, needs to kick now and does so, almost holding the ball.
Yeah,
just got a boot onto it.
Went one too many, unfortunately. And Kelmscott have got the loose player out there in Maynard.
Daniel Regan on the lead, but they've gone wider to Hayden. Fabian Winmar falls down and then, he's done well. He's got a hand in there.
Terrific
Hayden was
play.
away. I tell you, Graham Atwell's been very important in the last 5 minutes too for Armadale. He's really attacking the ball hard and not a pretty footballer, he's working hard.
Armadale just are working hard, but they just can't break the half back line of Kelmscott at the moment. They can't penetrate it. They've been rebounded time after time. And it makes you interesting. I mean, we talked about Regan being in the forward pocket. He's still there, but they can't get the ball to him at this point in time.
No, they just can't take a clean mark at half forward.
No,
Here we go again, up and under.
See, in hospital.
And I'd back Urbis. Drops the mark. There we go.
Don't blame him.
The only one who went for it. All the others stopped.
Good back. They've got a
Armadale
handball
have
out though.
worked it
Armadale,
out.
Baxter in the clear. Lakey's got to try and spoil. Baxter's taken a strong mark there. Lake did everything he could, but he's given away too much height.
They've got to move it quick. He's
Chewy
trying.
looking upfield.
Here
Kicks
it goes.
high. Regan and Wallum. Wallum in the best position. Can't mark the ball. Who's got the best recovery? Turnell knocks it forward.
Well done.
It's come to Regan. He's taken high.
Could be a head high.
And nothing for it. And Regan's down and hurt. And
Well,
now the
he's
free
given
kick to
one out.
Kelmscott. Kynan Hall, it looks like. Oh no, it's Craig Troman.
Well, I'm
This
sure
time goes out wide to Hall. And that's...
the Armadale supporters are not very happy with that decision. It certainly appeared as though Regan copped one well high.
Well, that's a critical bit of play and a bit of umpiring, I guess. Certainly looked a high tackle from here, fellas.
Yeah, it did. As you've said all day, they're a bit closer than we are, so I don't like to bag umpires, Ray. I'm sure you don't either.
No, of course
A
we don't.
wobbly old torpedo punt.
Collingwood again.
Collingwood. Graham Atwell again puts his body in.
Well, for Armadale to be in with a chance, Regan needs to get back up and on his feet, which he has, but he's a bit groggy. Whether he's going to come off or not, I don't know. He won't want to. He's as strong as an ox.
Well, he certainly is, but if you have a look at him coming off the ground, he can hardly... His legs have wobbled, and for a player like Regan to be able to be wobbling like that is pretty obvious. He must have got hit somewhere
must
and
have been
hard.
high contact.
Well, Gaz, when I initially saw it, I actually thought that he'd got grabbed underneath his chin and that it had been high and it probably wasn't anything in it, but he's pretty sore.
Well, perhaps it's blood rule. He might be coming off for the blood rule because the umpires have stopped the game.
Oh, that would be it then. Now, the only other thing is also if they call for the stretcher,
Yeah.
once the doctor or the physio's called for the stretcher, that is as good as getting on the stretcher. So that may be it, but if we have a look, doesn't seem to be any claret coming from him.
There
yes,
is on the side there, yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, but there was no high contact in that clash though, was there? Obviously.
No.
He's spontaneously bled.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's certainly a bit of blood coming out of the head from Regan. He doesn't look
Pretty
too
groggy
healthy at
too.
all, but I'm sure they'll try to patch him up quick and get him out there. He is a crucial player.
Well, we're 11 and a half minutes into this last quarter now, so it is getting desperate. Scrimmage on the far side. Socket off the ground by Pickett, I think. Oh, bouncing ball beats everyone. Jerry Hansen gathers it. He's good on the left foot. Hooks it back around. Collard in front. And has taken the mark.
Taken it, a terrific mark. Gee, the Armadale player was pretty animated in the way he took that. He wanted to be careful. He wouldn't want to give away 50.
There's another box on going on. I think Matt McClure might have copped an accidental boot as Collard spun around there and took exception to it. But there's a bit going on.
Yep.
Now he's awarded 50 metres, has he?
And that would be because of what happened afterwards.
Critical time of the game. Emergency umpire out there. That ball's gone onto Albany Highway.
It has. Won't be coming back. And there's a bit going on there, and the Armadale players are remonstrating. A fair bit of animation there with umpire ball. But what they want to do now is just concentrate and get back on with the game because they've still got time to win this.
Yeah.
Nervous time for umpires as well. I guess umpire Ball would have realised that Regan had gone off in a clash of bodies when he was umpiring. He needs to compose himself because we're all set for a terrific last quarter. And she's not over yet, baby.
Nick Bolton back on the ground. So Ray Witt going for experience in the forward line there. And Daniel Regan's had a mixed day. He's been fantastic in patches and had a great battle out there.
Still on to it, centre-half forward. The players just having a bit of pushing and shoving. Still, it's a grand final.
Oh, you want to see it, don't you? Les Pickett and Warren DeRoos, two fiery customers. Jerry Hansen and his opponent. I think that might be Graham Atwell.
I think Armadale realise they've really got to go for it here.
Yes.
They're going to go down fighting and give it every opportunity. And they probably felt they're a little bit harsh done by them with that 50-metre penalty.
And both teams throw themselves in fiercely there. And we'll have another ball up just away from the centre circle. Umpire Ball hesitates. Bounces now. Gibb runs into Caputi and knocks him down. That's cleared a path. Baxter needs to gather this one and does so. Hands it off. Tristan Rod is clear. Looks for the pass up the ground. Vernon Waller takes the mark.
Lovely mark.
That was a pressure mark, and this is a crucial kick at goal.
Well, they haven't been able to kick a goal in the final quarter. This is probably their best chance now, and they certainly need this if they'd have any chance of continuing on.
Was he in your side, Vernon Waddle?
He wasn't, no, but he should have been. And he actually was very keen to play, and we didn't pick him at the time. He's a fantastic player. He can kick goals in bursts too, Bernard, so Armadale will be looking for that.
He comes in here.
Wobbly old kick. Who's going to take it? Richie Abraham off his chest. Spoilt by Matthew Lake. And Lakey's happy to see that one run over the boundary line. I just think Bernard probably got too close to the man on the mark there.
Yeah, he had a stuttered approach. You could see that as he came in to kick it, he was stuttering. But the distance may have worried him a bit and just went for a bit too much.
He seems to drop the ball awkwardly too, Ray.
Yeah, but he kicks them pretty straight normally, so he does all right.
Down to Abraham, can't gather the ball and it's back over the boundary line. Caputi wants to go in, but there's no one to stay back with Barry Gibbs, so he's forced to stay out. And the ruck work will be done down there by two smaller players. Ed is down there with Rodney. Both doing a great job. Abraham taken high this time and Ball's seen that one.
Yep.
The Armadale boys are happy he saw that one.
Will we see Dave Regan again? Regan's at the bench again now. He's got his head bandaged up. He'll be keen to get back out there.
This will be a good kick from Abraham, but as we saw in the third quarter, Kelmscott players made the distance from there, so the breeze may help a little bit, and he's usually a reliable kick.
That's coming back around.
Great kick.
And that's a sausage roll.
That's the one they wanted. That's a great kick from Abrahams.
Well, Richard Abraham keeps Armadale in the contest. They were really looking for the next goal. We said they needed the next goal, and that could be something that could spur them on. With David Regan maybe coming back on, Gaz, that just might be the impetus that Armadale need to get back into this.
I think so, and I think they'll also need the key players from the third quarter like Van Hint and Collingwood and Wilkinson just to step up again now. They probably haven't been as free running. Obviously they'll be tired, but both sides are tired, and it's whichever team wants to run the hardest now.
10-13-73 plays 10-4-64.
Barry Gibbs squares off with Jerry Hansen.
Kelmscott have got a mismatch here. Caputi's gone to centre half forward. No one knows who to pick him up.
And Wilkinson's away. That's that player we're talking of. Breaks free, gets the kick in. Daniel Edda's down there, as is Russell Baxter. Edda high.
Oh!
Richie Abraham at the front of the pack. Hooks it round. He may have hooked it too far.
Much too.
Just needed a bit of Shane Warne tweak there.
It needed it. Just wouldn't spin. It was well roved and a great attack at the ball there. Daniel Edda got up a mile. Couldn't hang on. Russell Baxter was strong in that pack. Craig Troman defending stoutly.
8-point margin. I mean, Armadale really need the next goal. If Kelmscott get the next goal, I think it may be a bit too much for them. They get the next goal, they're certainly having a go. This game's set up for a classic.
Matthew Lake kicks in and gets some good distance. Out toward Brad Watts. Can't take the mark. Daniel Edders found it on the ground. The rover. The ruckman like a rover. But the kick is not up to the groundwork.
Very poor kick in, wasn't it?
It was. Kynan Hall's taking a relieving mark.
I guess players being tired, the disposal probably won't be there in the end.
Hall looks to the outer side.
2-on-1 contest out here.
And Russell Baxter takes a strong mark.
Yep.
Very good mark.
Mark Urbis claiming it, but reluctantly gives it back.
The first time Urbis has been outmarked all day.
Just going to say, he's been terrific.
Hands it off to McPhail, who just punts it, hoping. And Terry Rodney's got back there and taken a strong mark again on his chest.
That's twice Armadale have pushed the ball on their forward line, unfortunately, with poor disposal.
Jerry Hansen, he's a fast man. Bernard Wallam giving chase. And that's going to be a send-off, I would suggest.
And well, it has to be definitely a report. And as you said, it's definitely a report and I guess a send-off now.
And it's nothing.
It was a deliberate
trip. Perhaps he thought that Bernard Wallam had chased hard and was tired and fell to the ground. She suggested it was accidental.
That's very generous of you, Gaz.
Yes, I've got to coach with these umpires next year, mate. So. Body work at half-back. Winmar needs to find the ball, can't do so. Knocked away. Oh, that well, it was held a long time in the tackle, but possibly at this stage you let that go. Troy Dunster, a very smart player, will use the ball well. Looks for Bolton. It's gone over his head. Trevor DeRoost. And a strong mark to Mark Urbis.
Terrific mark.
Trevor DeRoost did everything he could to spoil there, and Urbis will just casually come back. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him just slot this one through as well.
He's kicking from the 50-metre line, but he is a very, very strong kick usually. So we're right behind it, so we'll watch it all the way off the boot as Urbis comes in now. Very deliberate.
A bit of pressure.
Costly kick.
Oh, look at that.
Coming
back.
That
is a fantastic kick. It appeared to be touched on the line, but the umpire has called that through.
Gents, has Mark Urbis had a chance to go to any of the clubs in the West Star and try out?
He played at Perth 2 years ago. I think he played Colts and may have played reserves at Perth.
He actually did, I believe he did pre-season at Perth again this year.
Yeah, that's correct.
He's one of quite a lot of players that actually gave it a go. Was chopped early in the pre-season and just didn't go back. And probably if anyone from Perth here today, they might want to have another look at him because he certainly played a good game.
Yeah, from what we've seen today, he's been terrific. Yep, 11-13 at 79, plays 10-5, 65. Kelmscott skip just ahead again, Gaz.
Baxter into the ruck now, opposed to Hayden. Gets a fist, but it's not clear. Collingwood gets a kick. Tristan Rod chases this one out. And he's chased by Dunster, I think it is. No, it's Tavernier on the far side.
He's kept it in.
He has too. Gets a Shepherd.
He was
Tristan Rod away now. They need to answer quickly. But the kick's not fantastic. And it's
Stewart.
Wrapped up there by Ashley Stewart, who's done well since he came onto the ground. Almost the 20-minute mark now, so it's getting desperate for Armadale. It really has been a fantastic grand final.
I think the Sunday League would be very happy with the way it's all turned out.
Yes.
Derby grand final.
Yeah, no, I couldn't ask for more.
It sums up the season. It's been a fantastic season for the Sunday League with the closeness of the competition, and this game just shows how it's been all year between the top sides.
Oh, well gathered by Les Pickett. Kicks around the corner. No one home. Trevor DeRoost needs to gather this one. Might go to the boundary line. Bolton chases on one leg and does well. Pressure's enough. Hand passes away. Graham Atwell over to Trevor DeRoost. We've got Lindsay Atwell in the middle of the ground. Plays on, gets a good shepherd.
Down it comes. Regan's coming.
Oh.
William Wallam, he's got the pace here. Can he get clear? Couldn't get the boot to it. Needs to recover. Well done. Terry Rodney's played an outstanding game in a variety of roles. The clearing kick. McPhail needs to come across the front. Can't get a hand to it. Kynan. Oh no, it's not. It's actually Stewart.
Oh.
Gets it off the ground.
Oh, well done.
Trevor DeRoost clears it.
They're still under a lot of pressure.
The hand pass.
They've got to
it's
attack
a tired hand pass. Van Hint out to McPhail. They need to get clear and have. Great tackle around the corner, and there's enough Armadale players here.
Well done by Butcher.
They have to move it quick out the far side.
Graham Atwell needs to break here, and he has. And the kick goes in that direction, and he's got a Paddock.
He
needs to run, but gee, he's looking tired. Wilkinson clear on the outer side. Get the kick to him now. Won't do it. Trying to set the hand pass up, and it's not a good one. Oh, these players are tired. I think the option there was to go to Wilkinson on the wing,
I think that sums it up for Armadale. They had the players going forward, but they just couldn't quite finish it off there. I think a bit of fatigue set in.
I'm just looking across half-back now there, and McPhail's done a powerful job, and he's running on the spot almost.
Fellas, as coaches, would you try and freshen up players in set positions, or would you leave them and just to fight it out to the end?
I think they have to fight it out now, and here's the kick into Bolton. Can't take the mark. DeRoost right with him. Tracks the ball to the boundary line, and it's gone across the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. William Wallam off the ground, and Rod Barrett's gone for some height down in the
I think at this stage of the game, it's really up to the players. As a coach, there's very little you can do. You've just got to rely on your players to go out there and do something for you.
Oh, there seemed to be some interference there. Nothing given though. Barry Gibb went to ground, and I'm sure he didn't go there by himself, but
umpire Andrews just let that one go.
Looks like DeRoost to do the ruck work here. Or, no, it's Gibb. Gibb and Caputi. Oh no, DeRoost has come in. Tristan Rod finds the ball, gets the hand pass over the top. Turnell gets the right footer away. Baxter using the body well and reaches over the top and takes a good mark. He's got a fair bit of height there on Kynan Hall.
They must move it quick. They're just taking a little bit too long at this stage.
Turnell's run on down the ground. Let's get the ball to him. It goes in that direction now, but it's not a fantastic kick. He's gathered the bouncing ball. Lakey tries to give the smother. Oh, it's gathered by Edda.
Come back inboard.
Oh, that's good.
It's going to get there, and he's taken the mark.
He's paid that one.
Well, it would have been a mark or a free kick for mine, and David Regan has a chance now to peg one back.
And we're 10 seconds into time on here, so there still is time for Armadale to snatch this one, but they're going to need to do more.
There'd be a few minutes left to go, Gary, because there's been a couple of stoppages in the last quarter.
Correct.
So there's probably a good 3 to 4 minutes still to go. And Regan kicks this one. And this is certainly a very vital kick for the Armadale Football Club.
And he may have missed.
Pushed it too far to the right.
And that's costly.
Well, that's just about it, I reckon, fellas, with the way the game's been played today. Players are out on their feet, and they really needed that, Armadale.
You know, when you reflect on the send-off of Chris Maguire, not just so much that Chris Maguire hasn't been out there, but Rod Barrett's only had 20 men to rotate, and in the heat, that's on a big ground, that's probably been fairly telling as well.
Yeah, it's only been probably a very, very costly one to be talked about for a long time.
Fantastic mark, Frank Kakuti.
I think
clearly the most dominant player on the ground today.
If you're talking about who's going to win the best player award, I think you'd have to go a long way to look past Frank Kakuti.
Oh, he's been brilliant. Wilkinson over the back, can't spoil Urbis, almost the mark. Turnell gets the handball away. Graham Atwell needs to gather it. Can't do so. Now he does. Taps it clear. Urbis is wrapped up immediately by Wilkinson. Players still going hard at it. You have to admire every one of these players today. They've really been hard at it all day. Barry Gibb comes to the bench. William Wallam back on the ground. Can he do something magical? Danieletta in the ruck with Frank Caputi. McPhail gets the fist in, opposed to Brad Watts.
I think the Kelmscott players know it's just a couple of minutes to go. Frank Caputi's marshalling him there, and I think he'll just continue to thump this ball straight back towards the boundary line.
Yep, no time on for out of bounds in the Sunday League. Baxter trying hard. Caputi gets a hand pass away off to Maynard. This kid has run hard all day. The kick's not bad, but over the head of Jerry Hansen and Warren DeRoost back there to take a saving mark.
Armadale have burst. All the players have attacked. They've all gone forward, left their opponents.
Danieletta opposed to Troy Dunster is the matchup that they need. He's got a fair bit of height, but they've gone wider. Trevor DeRoost now.
Too wide. The ball will go out of bounds.
Jamie Tavernier chases Trevor DeRoost across the boundary line. Well, Armadale had Danieletta opposed to Troy Dunster in the middle of the ground there, but they couldn't get the ball there.
I think in reflection, the way this game's panned out, the extra week off for Kelmscott may have just been what they needed. And as we speak, we can see the timekeeper starting to head towards the time, so I think we must be very close to the end.
11-13, 79, plays 10-6, 66. Gaz, it's just about over for Armadale for another year.
26 minutes in. Yes, it would take something pretty special from here. But being an optimistic coach, it's never over. They can win from anywhere. Now they force the ball forward here. McPhail again in there. Lakey puts the body in again, but can't win the ball. Over to Atwell. Wilkinson, chopped off beautifully there by Caputi.
Caputi just put the icing on the cake for his display today, I would say.
Held up probably their last chance. Wilkinson was away there. The ball sent it up to Nick Bolton, and now he'll take his time. I'd be surprised to see him play on quickly. He's had a good look. The kick's not fantastic, but Matthew Lake has charged up the ground.
I think that kick was intended for Dunster.
Possibly. Dunster still by himself. Lake has attacked the goal front.
That's a good kick.
And over the back, McClure can't hold the ball. Hanson got up very high. Umpire Andrews says that's all clear. And we'll have another kick in. What do they need? 3 goals to win. I think that's beyond them now.
Well, definitely beyond them. And just with the way this quarter's gone too, you can't see them coming back into it.
No. Winmar put himself under a bit of pressure there, but he's got great distance with the kick.
Oh, great.
Lindsay Atwell. I tell you what, Ray, Lindsay Atwell can be proud of his effort today. He's been a fantastic player also. Daniel Edo with a long hand pass.
He's been
fantastic. Falls over. Turnell's gathered it. He's looked short. William Wallen can take the mark.
And blow on.
And unable to play on there. Wilkinson all by himself.
Well, Armadale aren't out of it. They're still fighting, and it needs to be a good kick, a good 45-metre kick from here. He lets fly, he's leaned back.
That's going to be close, but not close enough. William Wallen's taken the mark. He needs to get up and kick this quickly, and there's the siren. And Kelmscott can celebrate their first grand final win in quite some time. And congratulations to Ray Witt on a fantastic effort. Don't forget, these players have come from the bottom of the table last year. They finished minor premiers, and they are very deserving premiers for the 2000 season.
Well, we've witnessed a terrific grand final, gentlemen, and we both sort of, well, all three of us agree that Nick Caputi's probably going to be the medalist. He's a favourite for us. And the final scores, 11-14-80, Kelmscott, Armadale 10-6-66, and like we said, a terrific grand final, played in pretty impressive conditions. And fellas, just quickly a quick wrap-up. Where do you think it was won and lost?
Oh, I think there's no doubt that Frank Caputi's effort on the ball was fantastic, but I don't think you can underrate running players like Wade Maynard. Maynard received from the bigger players time and time again today, and it was fitting that he was one of the key players in that last quarter also. You like
Caputi as well, probably for the medal, Ray?
I would pick Caputi for the medal. I mean, Uber's played a vital role. He had a few quiet moments, but just his sheer presence, he took some good grabs and so forth. And they won the game in the first 15 minutes. That was the difference between the two sides at the end of the day.
All right, terrific. Thank you, Ray, and thank you, Gary Fuller. You've been terrific today. Ray Miles, the coach of Maddington, lead coach, and Gary Fuller, the Thornley coach, has been terrific today. The final score, 11-14-80, plays 10-7-67. A terrific grand final. Thank you.